you've won food prizes from your local participating Pizza Hut restaurant. We need you to chant, we need you to get loud. We want those spread sticks from Pizza Hut. Remember now, the Pizza Hut K-Man is batting in the fourth position for the Riversharks. It's third base for number 4, Mike Costanzo. Tonight, Pizza Hut K-Man. Foul Pole Friday contest. Now remember, tonight's foul pole player of the game, batting in the second position for Long Island, is second baseman number 11, Luigi Corona. She's got to get that every 4 minutes before tonight's first pitch. And you can do that at the Long Island Ducks ticket kiosk on the main concourse.
This is Long Island Ducks baseball.
Justin Davies at the plate, the winning run at third. Crowd going nuts. Swung on, bouncing ball left side, off the mitt, up third baseman Brad Strauss. Here comes Willie Rodriguez. Justin Davies has done it again. The Ducks are one crack away from the championship. Jason Johnson makes the catch. He makes the catch.
This is Long Island Ducks baseball.
The Camden Riversharks. They are the 2004 Atlantic League champions.
Line bunt up the third baseline. Esquivel charging in. They're not going to have a play. And the Ducks are the champions of the Atlantic League here in 2012. Going back is Adam Bailey. He settles under it. He makes the catch. Adam Bailey makes the catch. And for a second straight year, the Atlantic League trophy will reside on Long Island. The Ducks are the Atlantic League champions.
And now it's time for the Long Island Ducks North Shore LIJ Southside Hospital pregame show.
And good evening, everyone. David Weiss alongside Chris Buckley, and this is Long Island Ducks baseball from Bethpage Ballpark in central Islip, Long Island, New York. And tonight, the Ducks open up a series, a 4-game series over 3 days with the Camden Riversharks on just an absolutely gorgeous Friday evening, the gateway to the Memorial Day weekend for 2015. Well, Chris, our first time working together and your first home Long Island Ducks broadcast. Welcome aboard. Great to see you.
Thank you very much, David. I appreciate that. And
this is going to be a good one tonight and a good series against the Camden Riversharks. The Ducks have been nothing if not streaky this season. They are on a 4-game winning streak after accomplishing a 3-game sweep of the York Revolution, including a morning game, one of those day camp games at York yesterday, so they've had lots of time to rest. Camden Riversharks are 1 game over 500, just behind the Ducks in the Liberty Division. Both of these teams know how to hit. Both have been on tears offensively, and the Ducks have their ace, John Brownell, on the mound tonight.
Absolutely, and I think the biggest thing you look at from this last road trip was the fact that the Ducks were able to secure their first season series sweep of this 2015 season over the York Revolution over those last 3 games in the middle of the week. It was a bit of a debacle in terms of weather and a couple complications with getting the games finished to start off the road trip against Lancaster. It was a bit of a struggle for them, but then they go to York, Pennsylvania. They take care of business, some late-game heroics once again, some dramatic comeback victories, and lo and behold, the Ducks come away with their first season sweep over the York Revolution.
3-game sweep, wins a 4-1, 11-9 in a wild one, and the 6-1 victory yesterday. In fact, we've got highlights of that very sharp victory all the way around from yesterday.
Absolutely, David. So we'll tell you how we got to that victory. 6-1 was the final, where the teams would go scoreless through the first 2 innings. Thanks in part to the Ducks' debut of Billy Buckner, the right-hander, got the start for Long Island, but did go just those 2 innings. By the way, no relation to the famed first baseman Bill Buckner of the Boston Red Sox. He allowed 3 hits, walked 1, struck out 2 revs, but did not surrender a run or factor into the decision. So to the top of the 3rd we go. Dylan Haupt and Eric Komatsu would lead off the inning with back-to-back singles for the Flock. With Haupt aboard at second, Brian Sabatella would come to the plate.
It's the 1-1 fisted out into left center field. Long run over for Patterson. On the run, he can't get it. It drops in a base hit. Haupt will round third. He will come home to score. It's an RBI signal to left center for Brian Sabatella, and the Ducks strike first. They lead it 1-0.
That was Michael Pollock on the call from York, Pennsylvania. So 1-0 Ducks was the score, but York starter Matt Neal would avoid any further damage by eventually getting a double play ball from Cody Puckett to end the inning. In the bottom of the frame, Mickey Janis would begin his first of 7 stellar innings of relief with a scoreless frame. In the top of the 4th, the Flock would extend the lead once again. Back-to-back singles, this time John Griffin and Delta Cleary Jr. with Griffin on at third. Blake Davis's sacrifice fly to center would make it 2-0, and that was all the Ducks would manage for that frame. That would also be it for York starter Matt Neal, who finished the day with 2 runs to his name on 5 hits in 4 innings of work with 4 strikeouts and 1 walk. Then after a scoreless 5th from both sides, as Janis continued his strong outing, Long Island would strike for more runs in the 6th. Lou Ford, he would walk. Cody Puckett would be hit by a pitch, and then John Griffin would walk as well. That was all for Sean Tuffle. In came Edward Paredes, the first batter he faced, Delta Cleary Jr.
1-0. Ripped in a left field base hit, Delta Cleary Jr. Ford will score. Puckett will stop at third. It's an RBI single for Delta Cleary Jr., his 3rd hit of the ball game, and the Ducks lead 3-0.
So it was 3-0 Ducks. Later in the inning, Hopp's sac fly would make it 4-0, and then after a pass ball allowed Griffin to score, it would be 5-0 in favor of the Flock, with all 3 of the innings' runs being charged to Tuffle. Long Island would have Griffin would one.
Catch. Puckett will sack from third. He's going to come home to score. 3rd sack for the Long Island Ducks, and their lead is now 6 here in the 8th inning.
6-0 Ducks now. Davis would single to put any further insurance in the top of the 9th, and despite an RBI double from Eric Patterson in the bottom of the 9th inning, Janis buckled down and finished off the sweep.
Comes the 1-2, and Perez will swing and miss for strike 3. This ball game is over. Mickey Janis strike out of the ball game ends the ball game for the Ducks, and they take it 6-1 over the Revolution.
So the Ducks are victorious. 6-1 is the final. Janis earns the win to move to 2-2, lowers his ERA to 2.46, allowing the 1 in 7 innings with 2 walks and 1 strikeout, while Neal was saddled with the loss. He goes to 1-1 to go with an ERA of 3.60. So David, that's how things played out in Long Island. 6-1 road York on Thursday morning.
And the Ducks go for win number 5 in a row as they open up a series against the Camden Riversharks tonight. When we return here on the North Shore LI Hospital pregame show, Chris Buckley has a conversation with the guy who hit the sack bunt heard round the world a few seasons back. Shortstop for the Long Island Ducks, Dan Lyons. That's next on Long Island Ducks Baseball.
Hey fans, this is Kevin Byers, manager of the Long Island Ducks, and you're listening to Ducks Baseball on Long Island's home for news, traffic, and weather, 103.9 LI News Radio.
North Shore LIJ Southside Hospital in Bayshore is the healthcare heart of our community. We provide outstanding health care right here at home with centers of excellence in cardiology, orthopedics, neurosciences, women's health services, and much more. Experience counts, and North Shore LIJ Southside Hospital has been around for nearly a century of care. For more information, please call 631-968-3000 or visit us on the web at www.nslij.com.
Can't get enough of the Long Island Ducks? Well, now you can get even more inside info on your favorite hometown team through Facebook and Twitter. The Ducks are constantly updating fans through social media with scores, transactions, ballpark promotions, and much more. You can even win great prizes. All you'll need to do is make a free account on Facebook and Twitter, and then visit us at facebook.com/LIDucks and twitter.com/LIDucks. Think you're Long Island's biggest Ducks fan? Get connected now.
And welcome back to Bethpage Ballpark, Central Islip, Long Island, the site of tonight's game. The Flock getting ready to begin a 4-game set with the visiting Camden Riversharks, the first of those 4 meetings of this series between the 2 teams. Well, before we get going with the first pitch, let's get to a conversation. I got a chance to go over and talk to the shortstop for the Long Island Ducks. He's in today's starting lineup, Dan Lyons. I spoke to him about the last road trip, and then, of course, the starter for tonight's game, John Brownell. Joined by Ducks shortstop Dan Lyons. So, Dan, just to start off, coming off the road trip, first series sweep of the season over the York Revolution. A bit of a bumpy road to start, so to speak, with the weather debacle on Monday night with the series finale in Lancaster. But you guys wrap it up strong. First series sweep, as I said, over York. Just talk about the road trip.
Well, it was a good road trip overall. It definitely nice to get that sweep against York. A little disappointing, like you said, with that weather day that we had in Lancaster. But overall, it was a good road trip. We came out on top, and we were coming home, hopefully to continue that momentum.
mentally, how important is it after you guys had 2 opportunities against Sugar Land and Lancaster to get a sweep? You go there to York and you get it finally after the 3rd try. How important is that in the back of everyone's mind to know that you were able to successfully get that first series sweep?
Well, it's very important. You know, we go into every series trying to sweep it. You know, it's not easy to do, but you know, it's very important. You know, especially the comeback win that we had in York was great. You know, just to kind of get the mood in the clubhouse to, you know, kind of swing the other way. And you know, like I said earlier, we want to try to keep that mood, keep that momentum. You know, and it's especially comfortable coming back home and trying to do that here.
What does it say about this team? Twice in the span of 2 weeks, you come back from at least 7 runs down to get a victory. What does that say about this team?
Well, it shows that, you know, no matter how much we're down, we can come back and get the job done. You know, and that now, since we've done that a couple times, you know, we're starting to build a little more confidence in ourselves. You know, especially at bat, we know that, you know, once we get down, we can come back and we can get the job done.
What would you say about the offense, specifically over the last couple weeks? It seemed like in the beginning of the season the pitching was really carrying the team, but as the season has gone on here over the last couple weeks, the offense, the bats have really started to heat up. What would you say about that?
Well, I think it's tough early in the season, you know, because a lot of us don't have a whole lot of time to prepare. You know, our spring training is only about a week and a half. You know, to see a lot of pitches, you know, it takes some time. But, you know, we're getting a lot more comfortable in the box. You know, the more pitches we see, the more comfortable we're going to get. And, you know, we're just not trying to do too much right now. We're trying to play the game. You know, we're trying to get our situational hitting done. You know, and we're having a lot better approaches than we did earlier.
You're a guy that's been here for a number of years now, so you've seen a lot of guys come and go, but specifically this season, a lot of moves being made, guys being signed, coming and going through the clubhouse. How would you rate the camaraderie, the way that the team has built chemistry to this point in the season right now?
It's been very good. You know, we had some questions coming into this year because usually each new season we have, you know, pretty much a little bit over half the team coming back. Well, this year we only had about 8 guys coming back. So, you know, there was a little bit of a period just kind of getting to know everybody, but, you know, everyone's meshing really well. There's no bad blood in here, you know, and that really shows, you know, when we get between the lines that we have faith in each other, we can trust each other and go out there and do what we need to do. We have each other's backs.
Finally, look down the hallway, you see John Brownell getting ready to go. What does it do for the whole team to know every time he's on the mound, do you have that extra boost of confidence when you know he's getting the ball for the night's game?
Yeah, we know exactly what we're getting when he goes out on the mound. You know, he's been our horse for a number of years now. You know, he's very steady. He's going to keep the ball in the zone, and he's going to keep the game moving. You know, we have a lot of confidence in him that he can go out there and do that every night.
Best of luck, Dan.
All right, thank you.
Our own Chris Buckley talking to Dan Lyon, shortstop of the Long Island Ducks. When we return on the pregame show, we will have the national anthem, starting lineups, and the first pitch, all to come at Bethpage Ballpark.
Hey fans, this is Bud Harrelson, and you're listening to Ducks Baseball on Long Island's home for news, traffic, and weather. 103.9 LI News Radio.
North Shore LIJ, Southside Hospital in Bayshore, is the healthcare heart of our community. We provide outstanding health care right here at home with centers of excellence in cardiology, orthopedics, neurosciences, women's health services, and much more. Experience counts, and North Shore LIJ Southside Hospital has been around for nearly a century of care. For more information, please call 631-968-3000 or visit us on the web at www.nslij.com.
Few places on Earth offer the charm and excitement of Fire Island. At Fire Island Ferries, located conveniently at 99 Maple Avenue in Bayshore, they offer convenient travel to Fire Island 7 days a week. Fire Island is quickly becoming a top destination for families of all ages. Experience the informal, carefree communities, the dazzling night scene, enjoy fine dining, or climb to the top of one of the tallest lighthouses in the United States. But there's only one way to get there, by calling Fire Island Ferries at 631-665-3600 today. For fare and scheduling information, please visit fireislandferries.com.
Back at Bethpage Ballpark, David Wise, Chris Buckley, Long Island Ducks taking the field as we speak. And John Brownell is heading to the mound. The one word that comes to mind, as you heard Dan Lyons talk about John Brownell in our pregame interview, horse, as in workhorse. 4th consecutive season with the Ducks. Last season, setting franchise records and games started with 29, innings pitched 202, a 13-9 record with an ERA of about 3.5, and he has been every bit the workhorse this season as well, with a record of 3 up and 1 down, and an ERA thus far of 2.67, one of the most valuable Ducks on the mound in the history of this team. It is time now for our national anthem, Star Spangled Banner, from the William Floyd Elementary School in Shirley. They have gathered just behind home plate.
Tonight's Ridgewood Savings Bank color guard, formed in the first base coach's box, is pack 3.
And the color guard along the first base line, pack 373, Den 1 from Smithtown. Third base line, Boy Scout Troop 776 from Massapequa. What a gorgeous night for baseball. Wind is whipping toward right field. Ball may carry that way. So the left-handers will be drooling as they come to the plate tonight. There are clouds in the sky, but no threat of rain whatsoever. Humidity absent completely. That will change as the summer season gets going in July and August, of course. And now, ladies and gentlemen, our national anthem.
We're very proud to present the William Floyd Elementary School from Shirley, who will lead us in the singing of our national anthem.
Wonderful rendition of the national anthem from the youngsters at William Floyd Elementary in Shirley. Just about ready for baseball. Chris Buckley takes a look at tonight's starting lineups, the Ducks and Camden.
Well, first, David, for the visiting Camden Riversharks, leading off will be number 9, Brandon Chavez. He's the shortstop. Batting second, the former Duck. Out in left field, number 52, Evan Crawford. In the 3 holes, another former Duck, number 33, the first baseman, Ryan Strebe. Number 4, Mike Costanzo, the third baseman, will hit fourth. Joel Guzman, number 27, the designated hitter, will hit fifth. Carlos Guzman, no relation to Joel Guzman, hitting right above him. He's in right field, number 3, hitting sixth. Number 12, Jose Heel, he's the catcher, he's hitting seventh. And number 8, Norberto Susini, making his Camden debut at second base, hitting in the 8 hole. And finally, rounding out the starting 9, number 2, Michael Rocket in center field. And as for the home team, Long Island Ducks, leading it off in his typical spot atop the lineup, number 44, Brian Sabatelli, he's out in right field. Number 11, Regi Corona, our Foul Pole Friday player of the game. He's at second base. Number 20, Lou Ford, the defending player of the year in the Atlantic League. He's hitting third out in center field. Number 2, Cody Puckett's at third base hitting cleanup. Number 33, John Griffin, the first baseman. He's hitting fifth. Number 28, Prentice Redmond, the designated hitter for Long Island. He's hitting sixth. Behind the dish, number 26, Jose Morales is hitting seventh. Number 5, Delta Cleary Jr., the relatively new Duck, just about over a week of play within a Long Island uniform. He's out in left field hitting eighth. And number 12, Dan Lyons, a shortstop, will round out the starting 9 for the home team, the Flock. He's at shortstop.
John Brownell on the mound. Again, we gave you his record, and we'll give it to you again. Brownell on the season is at 3-1, an ERA of 2.67, 33 2/3 innings pitched, has given up 27 hits. He has struck out 22, walked 9. Usually with John making his 6th start of the season, you know early if he's got his good stuff. But even if he doesn't, he's a battler, a workhorse, a warrior. And everyone loves to play behind him. He pitches quickly.
Absolutely. That's the one thing you can always expect from John Brownell. And even just talking to Dan Lyons, as you heard earlier in the pregame, he knows and the rest of the team knows that whenever he's on the mound, he's the go-to guy. He's the guy that's going to go out there, as you said, David, work quickly and do some ground balls, get some quick outs, and usually you're going to have a quick timeout on the diamond whenever he's out on the mound. But interestingly enough, against Camden for John Brownell in 2014, a 1-1 record with an ERA of 9. He pitched in 11 innings, 19 hits, 13 runs, 11 of them earned. He walked 6 batters and struck out 8. So a bit of a tough going against Camden in 2014. Let's see if he can start off and try to change that trend here in 2015 in his first matchup against the Riversharks.
Overall, we told you about the Ducks on a 4-game winning streak, winning one in Lancaster. Of course, there was a suspended game as a part of that series as well to be made up later. And then a 3-game sweep against the York Revolution, winning every which way. 2 excellent pitching dominated wins by the Ducks, sandwiched around a wild one. Finals of 4-1, 11-9, and 6-1. Leading off, Brandon Chavez for the Camden Riversharks. First pitch on the way from Brownell is downstairs, ball 1.
Transportation Services start time of the game is 6:39.
6:39 start time. I think temperature, I'm guessing 67. And Bob Otone, public address, will have that for us in a moment. Batting from the left side, Chavez against Brownell. That's a strike.
Transportation Services temperature of tonight's ball game, 71 degrees.
Ooh, my guess was 67. 71 beautiful degrees here tonight. Just about room temperature. Count is 1-1 to Chavez. It's hitting .315 on the season. No homers, 5 RBIs. Big overhand curve is high from Brownell. 2 balls and a strike. Brandon Chavez, Evan Crawford, and Ryan Strebe. Those second 2 names, both former Long Island Ducks. Leading off here in the top of the first against John Brownell. 2-1 pitch is on the way, and that one is smacked a long way to right field. Brian Sabatella is going back. It's at the wall. He looks up, jumps, and it's over the Astoria bank sign. Make a deposit. 1 run is in the account for the Camden Riversharks. Chavez puts the Sharks on top, 1-0.
So 1 swing and 1 run quickly. Camden out on top of the Long Island Ducks here, and the trouble against Camden continues for John Brownell. As he said before, an ERA of 9 last year against this team. Quickly in trouble here at Bethpage Ballpark, and Chavez extends his on-base streak to 17 games. He was actually tied with Prentice Redmond of the Ducks, coming in with a 16-game on-base streak. Make it 17 with that big fly.
And Evan Crawford sends one to right field. This one on a line, though, is in the ballpark and grabbed by Sabatella. So Crawford lines out to right field for the first out. Chavez not only got all of it, but was assisted by a pretty good breeze, stiff breeze, toward right field. We mentioned anything hit to right is going to be aided by Mother Nature, at least here in the early going, and that one was a no-doubter. As right fielder Sabatella looked up, and it flew over his head and over the wall. Crawford lines out to right, so 1 out, nobody on. 1-0 early. Camden just underway at Bethpage Ballpark. Former Duck Ryan Stretch Strebe, first baseman for the Sharks, takes outside with a fastball, 1 ball and no strikes. Strebe batting from the right, open stance, righty-righty matchup. 1-0 pitch on the way, a swing and a miss as Brownell takes a little bit off, and the count now even at 1-1. So it didn't take long for a ball to leave the ballpark tonight. That may not be the last one. Ball carrying well tonight, especially to right. 1-1 pitch on the way to Strebe. And there's a ground ball foul left side. And the count now 1-2 to Ryan Strebe, who not too long ago was playing first base for the Long Island Ducks.
Exactly. Began 2014 with Long Island, was then traded to Camden, hitting .291 on the season so far. 3 homers, 16 runs batted in.
He's listed at 6'5", and looks every bit of it at the plate. 1-2 pitch on the way, a swing, a miss. Ball gets away from catcher Jose Morales. Throw down to first base, and they do get him. A nice stretch by John Griffin at first base. That got a little hairy there. Of course, in baseball, you have to make the catch on a 3rd strike. If it eludes the catcher, he has to throw the batter out at first base, and the throw from Morales was wide, but Griffin was able to keep his foot on the bag or get it back on the bag before Strebe got there, so there are 2 down.
Definitely wide, and Ryan Strebe did not like the call, immediately putting his hands in the air as if to say, are you kidding me on that call? As soon as he was finished crossing first base, and Morales getting lucky that John Griffin is such a tall, lanky player.
So strikeout from John Brownell and his first of the game, and the putout goes 2-3. Mike Costanzo is the Breadsticks player of the game. 1-0 pitch to Costanzo on the way, and there's an off-speed pitch inside 2-0. So if he is struck out by John Brownell, what happens?
It means that any fan in attendance can go to a participating Pizza Hut location and submit their ticket for a free set of breadsticks. That's what that means.
And that's why you will hear that breadsticks chant every time Costanzo comes out.
Bullet Bobo Tone loves to chant the breadsticks.
You can hear him drooling from here. 2-1 pitch on the way, and there's a little tapper back to the mound. Taken by Brownell, and he throws out Mike Costanzo to end the top of the first inning. In the inning for the Camden Riversharks, a big swing off the bat of Brandon Chavez. Left the park, a leadoff home run. 3 retired in a row after that, so 1 run, 1 hit, nobody left at the end of a half inning of play here at Bethpage Ballpark. The score, the Camden Riversharks 1, Ducks coming up.
Hey fans, this is outfielder and hitting coach Lou Ford, and you're listening to Ducks Baseball on Long Island's home for news, traffic, and weather, 103.9 LI News Radio.
Beautify your patio, walkway, driveway, or pool surround with Nicoloc paving stones and walls. Nicoloc's specially formulated paver shield offers extra surface wear protection and color enhancement throughout the thickness of the paver. Paver shield guarantees that your pavers will look great for years to come. Bring home the elegance with Nicoloc. Visit the Nicoloc Design Center, Sunrise Highway, Lindenhurst, or Nicoloc.com.
Let Nicoloc pavers pave your way.
Enjoy the ultimate VIP fan experience at Bethpage Ballpark this season by taking in a Ducks game from the brand new Trout Town Fan Can. Presented by Roscoe Beer Company, the Fan Can is available for rental at all Ducks home games. It features 12 Dream Seat theater-style padded seats, beverage holders, an air-conditioned atmosphere, and an incredible view of the game. Packages are now available with food and beverage included. To reserve your Fan Can outing today, call the Ducks Group Sales Department at 631-940-3825. The Trout Town Fan Can at Bethpage Ballpark. Your VIP experience has arrived.
Welcome back to Bethpage Ballpark, Ducks fans. 1-0 Camden Riversharks over the Ducks. And Ducks fans, the Ducks and Municipal Credit Union have teamed up this season to present the Walk with a Purpose promotion. Every time a Long Island Ducks player walks, Municipal Credit Union will make a donation to the Quackerjack Foundation, Municipal Credit Union, serving members since 1916.
Long Island Ducks, bottom of the first, trailing the Riversharks 1-0. Home run off the bat of Brandon Chavez, leading off the top of the first. Ducks will try to get even right here with Brian Sabatella, the native Long Islander, at the plate against the left-hander and former Long Island Duck Bill Murphy. Gets a fastball on the outside corner for a strike, 0-1. Sabatella on the season at .239, a homer. Has knocked in 10, stands well up on the plate. 0-1 pitch outside. And the count even at 1-1. It's Sabatella, Regi Corona, and Lou Ford. The first 3 at the Ducks line up to face Bill Murphy here in the bottom of inning number 1. 1-1 pitch to Sabatella, way up high. And the count now 2-1.
Sabatella listed on paper at 6 foot 5 inches tall, but you'd think he'd be a power hitting first baseman. He's actually a guy that relies on his speed. He leads the Atlantic League in stolen bases. He's got 10.
How about that? 2-1 pitch, fouled straight back to the netting. Good cut from Sabatella, just underneath it a bit. 2 balls and 2 strikes. And Sabatella, how would you like to be a catcher and he's coming down third base line and you just don't want to get in his way? I mean, just a runaway truck and with speed, as you mentioned.
Guy that really knows how to run the bases, and he's shown that so far in his first season in a Ducks uniform.
10 out of 12 in the stolen base department. Big curveball, just missing up high, and the count now full to Sabatella.
This is the 266th all-time meeting between the Ducks and Riversharks. Camden currently leading by 5 games, 135-130.
Payoff pitch just high and away with a fastball, so Brian Sabatella walks. The first walk issued by Bill Murphy, of course. And fans, that's another Municipal Credit Union walk with a purpose. Every time a Ducks batter walks, the Quackerjack Foundation wins. So Regi Corona now coming up. And Corona, one of the leading hitters in the Atlantic League. He is third in the Atlantic League in hitting at .356. 31 hits and 87 trips to the plate. Has a homer, 11 RBIs, and 20, make that 13 runs scored thus far. Corona just a all-purpose number 2 hitter, perfectly placed in the lineup. Pitch on the way, fastball right down Carlton Avenue for a strike, 0-1. Sabatella, as we mentioned, 10 steals, has been caught stealing only twice, being held on by Stretch Strebe over at first. That's a lot of beef over there, a couple of 6'5" guys over at first base. Sabatella taking a good lead. Coming set is Murphy. 0-1 to Corona, good cut, fouled out of play right side. And Reed now in an 0-2 hole.
And Corona's story really just a very exciting one. I got a chance to really solidify his role over at second base. Blake Davis was brought in, expected to be that main second baseman come opening day. He was dealing with an injury. Regi took over and just has absolutely run away with that position, really become an offensive force to be reckoned with in this Ducks lineup.
0-2 pitch is a curveball, bouncer to second base. Susini over to Chavez for one, back to first. The scoop unsuccessful from Strebe at first base. It was a short hop. So that will go down as a force play. There's no error. Can't assume the double play, of course. So Corona just replacing Sabatella at first base. Fielder's choice goes 4-6. Sabatella erased. Corona now at first base, and it brings up the defending player of the year in the Atlantic League, Lou Ford, who early on, through about a month of the season, threatening to make it back-to-back players of the year.
Absolutely, and it was a bit of a slow start for Lou, and then came the first homestand when he really started to light things up, reached basically in 14 consecutive games now. Just an unbelievable streak, 444 average during that streak. I'll give you some more numbers in a moment.
And the first pitch, overhand curveball, floats inside, 1-0 to Lou.
7 doubles, a triple, 3 homers, 22 runs batted in, 10 runs scored during the streak, and has driven in or scored at least 1 run in 9 consecutive games. So just an offensive force once again for Lou Ford.
And the 1-0 pitch, a little nubber at the plate, fouled. Just behind the catcher, 1 ball and 1 strike. Overall, with that streak Lou is on, he has lifted his average to 356. He is
tied with Regi.
Basically tied with Regi. Regi Corona for third in hitting in the Atlantic League. 4 homers, 29 RBIs in 26 games. And the left-hander, Bill Murphy, keeping Regi Corona close with a toss over. So Ford, with his most valuable player, or player of the year, if you will, for 2014, and also the hitting coach of the Long Island Ducks. He's done a very good job on himself, as Ford with a good cut fouls it out of play right side. 1 ball and 2 strikes to Ford, with the heavy hitting Cody Puckett on deck. Up and down the lineup, Ducks very balanced. But the key to the Ducks' success, especially in 2012 and 2013, has been on the mound. It's the pitching that carried them to the championships, opportunistic and clutch hitting, and very good defense. They put it all together those 2 years. Next pitch to Ford, you can hear the pop of the mitt from Jose Gil. And that was just a little tight. So 2 balls and 2 strikes to Lou.
Lou leading the Atlantic League in RBIs, has 29, 8 more than the second place guy. That's Blake Galen of Lancaster. He has 21.
Corona 3 for 4 in the stolen base department, taking a short lead. Pitch to Lou, and he slaps it foul, again down the right field line. Lou with incredible bat control. Look, the former major leaguer with the Orioles, among other clubs, knows what he's doing at the plate. He is closing in on 40 years of age. He is not drifting off into the sunset as a DH. He plays as good a center field as you could ever want. A freak of nature, playing more like he's 25. 2-2 count. Pitch to Lou on the way, and there's a tapper foul, this time left side, as he stays alive. He's got a little Wade Boggs in him here. Just fouls off one pitch after another till he gets something he likes and drives it.
Curveball on the outside corner from Murphy, and Lou, he's an experienced hitter, veteran, as seasoned as they come in the Atlantic League, just does a nice job putting the bat on the ball. As he said, David stays alive. He gets himself another shot here with a 2-2 count.
He'll protect the plate, but more often than not will hit it hard. And there's another curveball, and Lou fouls it off again to the right side and into the crowd. So the count remains 2 balls and 2 strikes. Again, Regi Corona's at first base. He hit into a force play after Brian Sabatella led off the bottom of the first with a walk. Ducks trail 1-0, bottom of inning number 1. Gorgeous night for baseball here on this Friday of Memorial Day weekend, 2015. Coming set, Bill Murphy on the mound. Instead of coming home, goes to first instead to keep Corona close. So we'll do it all over again.
Just to put his numbers as of late in perspective for Lou, on the last road trip in Lancaster and York, 10 for 21, 3 doubles, a homer, 11 runs batted in, 3 runs, and 4 walks.
Next pitch, outside, 3 balls and 2 strikes. Lou has worked the count full. Lou appeared in all 140 games during the regular season in 2014. Led the league in doubles, finished second in average, 95 RBIs. Lou again hits it out of play to the right side. This is bordering on ridiculous. I mean, Lou may be there all night, and we may be here all night. I mean, what incredible bat control. Again, Lou is looking for something he can drive, something that looks good. What a battle so far between Lou Ford and Bill Murphy on the mound.
101 at-bats on the season, 9 strikeouts for Lou Ford.
How about that? 3-2 pitch, and that's off the mitt of Bill Murphy over to second base. And back to first, not in time. Ford beats it out, so that will go down as a force play. But again, Lou, after that long at-bat, fouling one pitch off after another, hit it hard, deflected off the mid of Bill Murphy. Norberto Susini, the second baseman, flipped to Chavez on the backhand, but Chavez's return throw could not get Ford at first, so another fielder's choice, Ford now aboard.
And you can't even put Lou at fault for that at-bat. That was just an incredible at-bat, made Murphy's pitch count go way, way higher than it should have been for just one at-bat, and you bring up Cody Puckett and the inning still alive.
Cody batting from the right side. And a big overhand curveball misses outside. Puckett on the season is at .280. Tied for the team lead with 4 homers, has knocked in 13. Plenty of home run power as he swings, nubs it foul left side. And the count now 1-1. Ford at first base is 1 for 1 in the larceny department, so he won't normally take off. But he can hustle, and if there's a hit and run on, Ford can put his wheels in motion. Puckett lifts into the air, and that is going to be out of play to the right side. Lots of free souvenirs for Ducks fans so far, and we're only in the bottom of the first.
Well, the Ducks have been doing a good job putting the bat on the ball, and that's what you have to do against a guy like Murphy. He has that big sky hook 12-6 curveball, and that can be very deceiving when you throw the type of fastball he does. But so far, we've seen Ford do a good job, Puckett do a good job, Regi Corona as well.
And Puckett hits it in the hole. Shortstop, Chavez over. Throw to second base is in time. Norberto Susini making a stretch and falling as he caught that throw from Chavez and did it well, so that goes down as yet another force play. 6-4. 3 consecutive force plays at second base after a leadoff walk from Brian Sabatella. So for the Ducks, nothing across, 1 left. We finished 1 inning here at Bethpage Ballpark, and the score, Camden 1, the Ducks nothing.
Hey fans, this is right-handed pitcher John Brownell, and you're listening to Ducks Baseball on Long Island's home for news, traffic, and weather, 1039 LI News Radio.
Thinking about buying or refinancing a home? Start by attending a free MCU home buying seminar. Then speak with one of our loan specialists who will guide you through the loan process. With an affordable mortgage from Municipal Credit Union, Home Sweet Home will be a little sweeter. Call 212-238-3521 or visit nymcu.org to apply for your mortgage today. Municipal Credit Union. Strong, trusted, growing. Municipal Credit Union is an equal housing opportunity lender.
Take your group out to the ball game this season and enjoy all the fun of Ducks baseball at discounted prices with the Hebrew National Picnic Area, luxury suites, the Smokin' Owls Party Deck, the Trout Town Fan Can, and so much more. Bringing your group to the game will be an unforgettable experience. The Ducks even offer opportunities to sing the national anthem, serve as the Ridgewood Savings Bank color guard, be the Nicolak Dream Team, put on a pregame performance, or shag fly balls during Ducks batting practice. To book your outing today, call 631-940-3825 and ask for the group sales department. Long Island Ducks Baseball. Good times every time.
A reminder that the official therapist of the Long Island Ducks, Island Shore Physical Therapy, in East Islip along Main Street, a place that I know so very well. Tony Amin and all the staff there have done such a tremendous job with rehabbing me from both of my right elbow surgeries. Considering how much of an athlete I am, it's surprising that I even have anything in there to be operated on. 0-1, the count to Joel Guzman, DH for the Camden Riversharks, as he leads off the top of the second here at Bethpage Ballpark against John Brownell and the Long Island Ducks. Sharks lead it 1-0. And a leadoff home run from Brandon Chavez in the first inning for the Sharks. Check swing from Guzman, and it's low, 1 ball and 1 strike.
Guzman currently in the midst of a 7-game hitting streak, 13 for 28 across that span. Home run and 5 RBIs, 4 runs.
Batting .304 overall with a homer, 12 RBIs. Fouls it to the left. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Hitting the Ducks defensively, it's Delta Cleary Jr. in left field. Lou Ford in center. Brian Sabatella in right. Cody Puckett is at third base. Dan Lyons, the shortstop. Ricci Corona, second base. John Griffin at first. Jose Morales behind the plate. And the Ducks ace, John Brownell, on the mound. The 1-2 pitch is on the way and rocketed from Jose Guzman down the left field line, and foul. Just foul by maybe a yard or two near the 325 sign and near the patio section that juts out down the left field line.
If it was fair, it was definitely gone. That much is for sure. The entire crowd looking on in anticipation, and you could kind of tell as soon as it was hit, it was going to hook a little bit toward the left field line and eventually go foul, and that's exactly what it did, but just in time, luckily enough for John Brownell.
Brownell quickly into the delivery. 1-2 pitch on the way to Joel Guzman. Call, strike 3. That one inside corner, good fastball, tying up Guzman. He wasn't thrilled with that call from home plate umpire David Speranza. First base, umpiring tonight, James Grillo. And at third base, Thomas Gandolfo Jr. So we've got 1 out here. In the top of the second, Sharks leading 1-0. 2 strikeouts now for Brownell, has yet to walk a batter. Nothing unusual for John. Carlos Guzman, no relation to Joel, who was up just moments ago. Carlos, the right fielder, takes outside, off-speed pitch, 1 ball, no strikes. Carlos on the season at .231, couple of homers, has knocked in 14. Batting from the left side against the righty Brownell, big golf swing. Kind of a knockdown wedge type of swing from Carlos Guzman, swinging right through it. 1 ball, 1 strike.
Definitely swinging for the fences on that one. As a lefty, those flags still blowing out to right field.
Next pitch on the way, taking something off Brownell. Way out in front is Carlos. A ball and 2 strikes.
If you're Brownell, you stick with that off-speed pitch right now. He's swinging way out of his shoes, Guzman is. You want to keep that ball low in the zone, especially with a 1-2 count.
Pitch on the way is just inside. And the count now even at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Talk about the Ducks being streaky this season. They won 6 of their first 9, then lost 4 in a row, then won 3 in a row, then lost 5 out of 6, and have now won 4 in a row. That is the definition of streaky. 2-2 pitch on the way, just inside with a fastball, tying up Guzman. Couldn't do anything with it even if he had swung, so the count runs full now at 3-2. Carlos stands up on the plate from the left side. 3-2 pitch on the way. Bouncing ball just fouled down the right field line, eluding John Griffin, first baseman for the Ducks. So the count remains full at 3-2.
So tomorrow, a twin bill here at the Duck Pond, a 105 7-inning first game here in Central Islip, and then a 6:35 nightcap. Game number 2 of the day, and then Sunday, the series finale at 1:35 as well.
3-2 pitch to Carlos Guzman. Swing and a miss. Big home run cut. And that was just power against power. Fastball, rising fastball, and 2 up and 2 down. 2 more strikeouts for John Brownell. Now has 3 in the game. 2 outs, nobody on.
Definitely the best series of pitches that Brownell has thrown to a batter so far. Really doing a great job mixing up the pitches. Started off mostly that off-speed stuff, and then at the last second goes up and in with the fastball, tries to go to the heater, and it worked out for him.
Catcher for the Riversharks, Jose Heel. Batting from the right side, holding the bat high. Pitch from Brownell, just missing the inside corner. 1 ball and no strikes. Jose Heel, spelled G-I-L, pronounced Heel. Batting an even .300, playing in his 19th game of the season. No homers, has knocked in 6. Brownell kicks and deals. The 1-0, just missing inside. 2 balls and no strikes. Chris, you mentioned 3 more games in this series over 2 days. The day-night doubleheader tomorrow. It is the nightcap that will feature the Pyrotechnics, the fireworks. So yet another fireworks night. That's tomorrow night here at Bethpage Ballpark. 2-0 pitch on the way. There's a slider, catches the outside corner, 2-1.
Always something that gets the fans out here to Bethpage Ballpark. Great family fun on a Saturday night.
Pyrotechnical fireworks extravaganza. 2-1 pitch on the way, swing and a miss. Brownell again taking a little something off. How many Camden Riversharks have been over swinging and swinging early against Brownell early? Just that one mistake pitch to Brandon Chavez in the top of the first. That's been it. And the next pitch is high and tight with a fastball. Count running full again. At 3-2 with 2 out, nobody on. Riversharks leading 1-0. And it's early, top of inning number 2 here in CI.
John with 7 strikeouts last time out, a season-high 7 strikeouts against Lancaster.
3-2 pitch on the way, a swing, a miss, and that will go down as a strikeout. Ball popped in and out of the glove of catcher Jose Morales, so strikeouts number 2, 3, and 4. John Brownell, could you do it any better? Struck out the side in the top of the second. Nothing across for Camden. In inning 2, we go to the bottom of the second, and the score remains. The Riversharks 1, the Ducks 0.
Hey fans, this is shortstop Dan Lyons, and you're listening to Ducks Baseball on Long Island's home for news, traffic, and weather. 1039 LI News Radio.
The results are in. Thousands of PSEG Long Island customers participated in our energy efficiency programs, saving nearly $35 million. Being energy efficient helps our environment too. Together, we've eliminated 21,000 cars worth of emissions in 2014. Thank you, Long Island. We're all making a difference. Discover how we're improving every day to bring you better service at www.pseglyny.com/efficiency.
Have your birthday at the ballpark this season and celebrate with the flock. Kona Ice birthday party packages with the Long Island Ducks are now available. Each package includes 10 box seats, a commemorative birthday t-shirt and autographed baseball, a pizza and Kona Ice party in the Hebrew National Picnic area, and so much more. Best of all, the birthday child will stand on the dugout while the entire crowd sings happy birthday. Reserve your party today by calling the group sales department at 631-940-3825. Kona Ice birthday parties with the Long Island Ducks, a once-in-a-lifetime experience.
Back here at Bethpage Ballpark, Chris Buckley, David Weiss here with you. We go to the bottom of the second. Camden Riversharks on top of the Ducks 1-0. Long Island coming up to bat. Hey, Ducks fans, there's no better time than now to sign up the young Ducks fan in your life for the Bethpage Federal Credit Union Ducks Kids Club. Children 14 and under will receive exciting gifts, discounts on merchandise, and unique experiences that only come with being a member. Sign up today by visiting www.liducks.com or by calling 631-940-3825.
Bottom of the second for the Ducks. It'll be John Griffin, Prentice Redmond, and Jose Morales. Numbers 5, 6, and 7 in the order against former Duck Bill Murphy on the mound for Camden, who sends a fastball low to the glove of Jose Gil. 1-0 the count to John Griffin. Next pitch on the way is a fastball up high, 2-0. Let's pause now for station identification. Two-0 pitch on the way to Griffin, a swing and a miss. Had a good fastball, but swung right through it. 2-1 to Griffin at .271 on the season. 4 homers, has knocked in 15. Griffin at 6'6". Towering presence at the plate. And nipping the outside corner. Good pitch from Murphy. Fastball that was tailing away. 2-2 to Griffin. Ducks trailing 1-0 here, bottom of the second. Just one hit in the game, that home run from Brandon Chavez, and the top of inning number 1, and that's been it thus far. 2-2 pitch to Griffin, high and away. 3-2. Now the count. The wind continues to whip toward right field. I got to tell you, these 6:35 starts are fantastic. I mean, the fans love it. We love it. A beautiful time of day to play, especially as the weather gets warmer. Next pitch, missing, and Griffin with a good eye at the plate walks. That's another Municipal Credit Union walk with a purpose. Every time a Ducks batter walks, the Quackerjack Foundation wins. As the second walk issued by Bill Murphy, Griffin is aboard. He has not attempted a steal this year. Prentice Redmond, the DH, coming up with one on, nobody out. The Ducks trailing by a run.
Briefly mentioned it earlier, Prentice having reached base safely in all 16 games that he's played in as a Duck, and that's actually the longest on base streak by a member of Long Island this year.
Redmond at 250 with a homer and 6 RBIs as he takes outside. 1 ball and no strikes.
During that streak, he's actually drawn 13 walks, at least 1 in 8 of his last 9 games. So a walking machine as of late is Prentice Redmond.
1-0 pitch on the waves upstairs. 2 balls and no strikes. Coming into the game, Bill Murphy with an ERA of 3.86, 1 win, 2 losses. And coming in, had struck out 18 but walked 13 in 28 innings. So at times, he can lose the plate. Redmond slightly open stance from the right side against the lefty, Bill Murphy. And there's a strike on the inside corner. 2-1 to Redmond. Jose Morales, the Ducks catcher, waiting on deck.
During his time in 2013 with Long Island, Murphy, he struggled 4-14, an ERA of 5.5. 24 starts in 28 games, 148 hits, and 127 and 2/3.
And strike on the outside corner. It's 2-2. So the Ducks just trailing by 1, and it's early. Good crowd on hand on a Friday night. Memorial Day weekend, the unofficial start of the summer season, of course. 2-2 pitch on the way, and that's inside. Nearly hit Redmond. Bounces in and out of the mitt of catcher Jose Gil. And the count now full at 3-2. And we'll see what Kevin Baez wants to do, if anything, with John Griffin at first base with a full count and Redmond at the plate.
Well, as we just said, Redmond, a guy that knows how to work a walk. So you'll definitely take first and second here with nobody out.
3-2 pitch just outside. Redmond with the good eye, Chris. You were right. And Redmond does take the walk. That is the 3rd walk issued by Bill Murphy and the 2nd in this inning. Walking Griffin and Redmond back to back. The Ducks are set up 2 on, nobody out in the bottom of the 2nd. And Jose Morales coming to the plate.
So 9 of 10 games now for Redmond. He has drawn a walk. And that brings up Morales. The 206 hitter has just 2 runs batted in so far on the season, but has a Duck out on the pond and Griffin at second base.
So Morales swinging from the right side. Murphy taking quite a bit of time here looking into Jose Gil for the sign, so Morales steps out.
Morales, a switch-hitting catcher. Certainly not a common thing in baseball.
Not at all, on any level for that matter. Griffin takes his lead off second base. Prentice Redmond leading off first. Again, 2 on, nobody out, bottom of the 2nd, and the Ducks trailing 1-0. Ducks now down to the bottom 3rd of their order. Morales takes inside corner for a strike, 0-1.
When you take a look at the Liberty Division standings, Long Island through 26 games, 14-12. Tied for second with Bridgeport, their cross-sound rivals. 4 games back of Somerset, 18-8. So the Patriots really taking advantage of their opponents that they've played so far this year with that 4-game lead in their own division.
Overhand curveball splits the plate in half. It's 0-2. Jose Morales in a hole now at the plate. Runners take their leads respectively. Griffin off second, Redmond off first. Murphy, another long look into his catcher for the sign, gets it. 0-2 pitch to Morales on the way. A swing and a foul. Again, that bounced in and out of the mitt of Jose Gil. And the count remains no balls and 2 strikes. Somerset, every year you look up at the standings, they're either at the top, near the top, championship caliber, virtually every year. 18-8 on the season. Winning percentage of .692.
And the first place team in the Freedom Division is Southern Maryland. They're 15-12. So Somerset by far the best team in the league right now.
0-2 pitch, golf foul out of play right side. So the count remains 0-2 to Jose Morales. And then we mentioned this is Memorial Day weekend. It seems like it got here very quick. It seems too early for this, and that is true. If you look at the calendar, just a little quirk, May 25th, Monday, that's the earliest Memorial Day can fall. The latest it can fall is May 31st. So this is the earliest. That's why it feels like, wait a minute.
Right.
Memorial Day, I'm not ready for this. Well, ready or not, here comes summer, and here it is. 0-2 the count to Morales. 2 runners on, nobody out, and the pitch gets away from catcher Jose Gil. Both runners will move up. Griffin to third, Redmond to second. The Ducks now with nobody out and 2 runners in scoring position. Jose Morales with a 1-2 count at the plate.
It's going to be ruled a wild pitch on Murphy. So his first of the contest so far. And now a real great spot for Morales to come through here. He can tie this game up or even make it a 2-1 advantage for Long Island with a base hit here.
Infield is playing back up a bit at third base. That's Mike Costanzo. If he gets something hit hard, you wouldn't think that Griffin would try to score. So the Ducks will use their heads, obviously, on the base paths. And you've got Kevin Baez, skipper of the Ducks, also acting as third base coach.
Griffin took advantage of some poor defense between battery mates yesterday against York on a pass ball.
Pitch, and that's over the mound and up the middle and through to center field. 1 run scores. Kevin Baez waving in Prentice Redmond. He will score. He's safe under the tag. Into second base on the throw. It's Jose Morales with a 2-run single taking second on the throw. The Ducks have broken through in the bottom of the second and have taken a 2-1 lead.
So 2 RBIs for Jose Morales, the catcher. He doubles his season total with 1 swing. We said it before, 2 runs batted in coming in. He gets 2 more there, make it 4 on the season for number 26. Hitting from the right side in this case with the lefty Murphy on the mound. And the Ducks take that 1-run lead here, bringing up a man who went 3 for 3 yesterday in Delta Cleary Jr.
Boy, talk about a seeing eye base hit. That he just threaded the needle.
Perfect bounce. Perfect bounce over the head of Murphy.
And then splitting Susini at second and Chavez at short, right over the second base bag and into center field. Delta Cleary Jr., the left fielder, looking to bunt. He pushes it towards first base. They'll get the runner to third. He is tagged out by first baseman Ryan Strebe. But Delta Cleary Jr. clearly bunting for a base hit there, but got the job done. That will go down as a sacrifice. So Cleary Jr. with a very nice bunt, taking advantage of the infield, which was back, and now only 1 man out. Dan Lyons coming up, and the Ducks with a chance to add a 3rd run, and it won't even take a base hit necessarily, with Jose Morales at third by virtue of the sacrifice.
And Lyons, another guy on this Ducks team right now with another on-base streak, 14 consecutive games in which he's reached base safely. 370 is his average across that span.
Infield is playing in. The pitch to Lyons on the mound. It is skied to right field. Carlos Guzman is near the line. He'll make the catch. Here comes the runner, Morales, and he is out at the plate. Good throw that came in from the right fielder, Carlos Guzman, nailing Jose Morales at the plate. That goes down as a double play. Dan Lyons with a fly ball to right field, and it goes down as a 9-2 double play. The throw came in on 1 bounce and the tag applied. Got to give credit to Kevin Baez, though. Aggressive, trying to get the otherwise not fleet-footed Jose Morales across with the 3rd run. It was not to be. However, in the inning for the Long Island Ducks, 2 runs, 1 hit, couple of walks, nobody left. At the end of 2 innings of play, the Ducks have taken a 2-1 lead over Camden.
Hey fans, this is left-hand pitcher Eric Neeson, and you're listening to Ducks Baseball on Long Island's Home for News. Traffic and weather, 1039 LI News Radio.
James Simmons is going back. He is looking up, and on in the park night, that one is gone and reaches a kennel in Central Islip. That was another home run for the Ducks. And Duck fans, what's more fun than a home run that helps the Ducks win a game? How about a homer that helps the community win? Chappie's Funeral Home and the Long Island Ducks have once again teamed up for the Chappie's Home Run Challenge. If the Ducks hit 100 homers this season, Chappie's Funeral Home will donate $5,000 to the Quacker Jack Foundation. So every time a Ducks hitter goes deep this season, watch for the Chappie's Challenge home run count on the scoreboard. And if we reach 100, we're all a winner. Chappie's Funeral Home, where caring for others is a family tradition.
Can't get enough of the Long Island Ducks? Well, now you can get even more inside info on your favorite hometown team through Facebook and Twitter. The Ducks are constantly updating fans through social media with scores, transactions, ballpark promotions, and much more. You can even win great prizes. All you'll need to do is make a free account on Facebook and Twitter, and then visit us at facebook.com/LIDucks and twitter.com/LIDucks. Think you're Long Island's biggest Ducks fan? Get connected now.
Back at Bethpage Ballpark, we go to the top of the third. Long Island takes a 2-1 lead over the visiting Camden Riversharks. Well, hey, Ducks fans, discover the difference at Huntington Honda. Find Long Island's all-star lineup of over 1,200 new Hondas. Huntington Honda steps up to the plate to treat every customer with no pressure, respect, and grand slam service after the sale. Discover the difference in a winning buying experience at HuntingtonHondaCars.com, and then visit Huntington Honda on Jericho Turnpike just east of Route 110.
Again, Ducks leading 2-1, top of the third. Norberto Susini, the second baseman against John Brownell, swinging at the first pitch, lifts it in the air. Left field, Delta Cleary Jr., couple of steps to his right and makes the grab. One pitch, one out.
So the first pitch he sees in a Camden uniform, Susini goes after it.
And flies out in the process. Bring up the number 9 man of the order, Michael Rocket, center fielder for Camden. Brandon Chavez, who hit that first inning home run, waiting on deck. Ducks leading 2-1. Each team with one hit. Rocket batting from the right side. Righty-righty matchup as Brownell misses just up high. 1 ball and no strikes.
Rocket riding a four-game hitting streak, right now. 7 for 15, a double and 3 runs.
261 on the season. No homers, 3 RBIs. 1-0 pitch on the way. Foul. Screamer over the Ducks dugout and into the stands. Hopefully everybody is okay.
Everybody seems okay right now. Just missed a couple fans about halfway up through the section.
If you've ever been to Bethpage Ballpark, you know 6,002 seats. Every seat is in play. Next pitch skips to the plate. Now 2 balls and 1 strike. Bring your mitt to the game. No matter where you sit,
very true,
you could get some action. End up with a foul ball in that mitt. 2-1 pitch from Brownell on the way to Rocket. Sends it slicing into the right center field gap and running over Brian Sabatella, makes the grab. Nice catch by Sabatella, 2 down.
So after that initial leadoff home run from Chavez, who's going to come up right now for his second at-bat of the game, John Brownell buckles down, does a nice job, retires 8 straight.
Chavez did not waste time. The wind is now blowing straight out to right field, so now even more helpful. Not blowing as much from left field, but straight out. So you get it up in the air, it'll hit that jet stream and be helped. You hit it toward right field. Chavez, though, got plenty of it in his home run. That was Brandon Chavez's first home run of the year, now has 6 RBIs. Came into the game at .315, takes a strike, fastball from Brownell. 0-1. Batting from the left side against the righty Brownell, who misses outside. Count now even at 1 ball and 1 strike.
And with that 1 swing, raised his average 9 points, goes up to 324.
That's the nice thing about being early in the season.
Right.
Do some wonderful things to your average with just a couple of hits, or in this case, just 1. 1-1 pitch. Good backdoor breaking ball, nipping the outside corner. 1-2 to Brandon Chavez. Brownell has struck out 4 thus far and not walked a batter. That is nothing unusual for the workhorse of the Long Island Ducks. 1-2 pitch on the way, a swing and a miss. Waving at a slider that was tailing away. Strikeout number 5 for John Brownell. 3 up, 3 down. That was quick. Nothing across for Camden at the top of the third. We go to the bottom of inning number 3, and the score remains the Ducks 2, Riversharks 1.
Hey fans, this is outfielder Brian Sabatella, and you're listening to Ducks Baseball on Long Island's home for news, traffic, and weather, 1039 LI News Radio.
Spring into a new Honda at Huntington Honda and pay $59 a month for a new 2015 Honda Civic LX sedan. $59. So spring into Huntington Honda on Jericho Turnpike just east of Route 110 or HuntingtonHondaCars.com.
Huntington Honda, discover the difference.
Auto 24-month lease, total due at inception. Civic $31.90 includes bank fee, first month's payment, no security deposit. Taxes, DMV, title fees extra with excellent credit through HFS.
Baseball fans, the Long Island Ducks mobile app has officially arrived. Powered by Clear Vision Apps, it's your one-stop shop for all things Ducks baseball. Buy tickets straight from your mobile device. Receive game status updates with push notifications. Check out up-to-the-minute news and scores and interact with the Ducks on social media. Best of all, it's free. Download the Ducks mobile app today by visiting the App Store on your Apple-powered device or Google Play on your Android-powered device. The Long Island Ducks mobile app, with you wherever you flock to.
Back at Bethpage Ballpark, 2-1 Long Island on top of the Camden Riversharks here in the bottom of the third. Hey, Ducks fans, the final out of the top of the third inning was the 15th out of today's ball game. Did you know that a 15-minute call to Geico could save you 15% or more on your car insurance? Get a free quote today. Call 1-800-947-AUTO. That's 1-800-947-AUTO or visit geico.com.
Bill Murphy into the windup for Camden against Brian Sabatella, who lines it over the head of the second baseman. Diving attempt gets away from right field to Carlos Guzman. On his way to second base is Sabatella, and he motors in with a stand-up double. Sabatella hitting a slicing line drive that fell in front of Carlos Guzman. The right fielder tried to make a diving stab. Could not come up with it. Skidded on by behind him, and Sabatella leads off the third with a double. For Sabatella, his 6th double of the season. The native Long Islander has really come on of late.
Giving it his best shot was Carlos Guzman. It seemed like he had a pretty good read on it from the get-go, right off the bat of Sabatella, who was running hard all the way, and that's why he got to second. A nice job by Michael Rocket, the center fielder, ranging over and backing up his teammate Guzman in right field. But either way, Sabatella aboard in scoring position.
Rigi Corona takes a strike inside corner. Corona hit into a fielder's choice his first time up. Sabatella leads the team in steals. Not that he will be taking off from second base with nobody out, but just the point to be made, he has very good speed. And Corona at the plate handles the bat well. Batting from the right side against the lefty Bill Murphy, who checks the runner. 0-1 pitch on the way, well inside. And the count now even at 1-1. The ever-dangerous Lou Ford looming, Lewing, on deck. I've been waiting all season to use that. Corona waiting patiently as Bill Murphy takes a while and he slams it to center field. Michael Rocket barely has to move, makes the grab. And faking the tag is Sabatella, who stays put. Corona hit that one on the nose, but right at Rocket in center.
That's about as hard as you can hit a baseball off the bat of Rigi Corona. Just unfortunate that it was right at Rocket. But hey, let's see if Lou Ford can try to pick up his teammate here.
I guess I missed my opportunity to say Rigi Corona hit a rocket at Rocket, but better late than never. Lou Ford hit into a fielder's choice his first time up. So the reigning player of the year in the Atlantic League, who is as hot as anyone in the Atlantic League right now, at the plate. And going is Sabatella. Throw down to third base is not in time. How about that? With one out, Brian Sabatella with steal number 11 on the season, swipes third. That's a bit of a gutsy move as Sabatella was already in scoring position with Lou Ford at the plate, but why not? And now the Ducks looking to add a third run as Camden is forced to bring the infield in. It's 1-0 to Lou Ford.
That really was a very good throw behind the plate from Jose Heel, but Sabatella had such a good jump, there was no way they were going to get him going to third.
Pitch to Lou is downstairs. Now 2 balls and no strikes. We'll see if Bill Murphy becomes a little unraveled here. Murphy has walked 3 in this game, has not struck out anyone as of yet. He walked off 2 consecutive batters, Griffin and Redmond, to lead off the second inning. That led to a 2-run second inning. And now what?
Looks like they're intentionally walking Lou to get to Cody Puckett and set up the double play here. That's exactly what they're doing, so they're going to have the middle infield back.
There you go. I looked up, all of a sudden, Lou Ford was at first base.
I think everyone in the crowd was a bit surprised when it happened. It happened very quickly.
Well, that is now walk number 4, this one intentional from Bill Murphy. So it sets up the double play. Infield is now back. Double play depth. Cody Puckett now slams it over the head of shortstop Brandon Chavez, a base hit to center field. Coming in to score is Brian Sabatella. Going station to station is Lou Ford. A run-scoring single for Cody Puckett. On the season, RBI number 14. The Ducks have grabbed a 3-1 lead.
Well, that plan completely backfiring on the Camden Riversharks. They wanted the double play. They intentionally walked Lou. They get who they wanted in Cody Puckett. First pitch, he delivers for Long Island, making it a 2-run game here, 3-1.
So Lou Ford now at second base. Puckett is at first. John Griffin is at the plate. He led off the second inning with a walk, would eventually come around to score on a 2-run single from Jose Morales. Pitch on the way, a home run cut from John Griffin. Swings just catches a little piece of it. No balls and 1 strike to Griffin. So 1 run in here, just 1 out, 2 on. Lou Ford in scoring position at second. Cody Puckett behind him at first after his RBI single. Ducks trying to add to what is now a 2-run lead.
Griffin with 34 strikeouts so far on the season. That's tied for first place in the league with Denny Almonte and Chris Wallace, who are both on Sugarland. And right now it seems like Jose Heel, the Camden catcher, a bit shaken up. Looks like his right shoulder. Not sure if he took a ball off one of his arms or off his chest protector.
And fans, don't forget tomorrow here at the ballpark, we have 2 big games coming up, a day-night doubleheader, 2 separate editions.
The trainer for the Camden Riversharks, Dan Byrne, is out there right now with the catcher, Jose Heel. He's trying to shake it off. Catcher's a tough bunch. Manager of the Camden Riversharks, Chris Widger, knows all about this. Widger, the former Major League catcher who won a World Series with the White Sox in 2005. He also played for the Riversharks the year before in 2004. That was the year, of course, the Ducks beat the Camden Riversharks for their first Atlantic League championship.
Who could forget?
I think you were an embryo at the time, Chris. I have a few years on Chris Buckley. In 2004, I'm not sure where Chris was. Griffin at the plate, 2 on, 1 out. Pitch on the way, and he golfs one in the air. Fairly deep right field. Carlos Guzman is drifting back. He's at the wall. He reaches up. Was he able to make it? He was not. That one is gone. All the way to Memorial Day barbecue. John Griffin hits that one with relish. How do you like a home run? Well done. 3-run blast. Take a whiff of that. Ducks lead 6-1.
Well, we've been talking about it all game long, the wind blowing out to right field, and boy, I can confirm that ball would not have made it out over the right field wall had there been no wind going towards the right field foul pole. Carlos Guzman going as far back as he possibly could. It seemed like when the ball first was off the bat of Griffin, it looked like a pop-up to right field, and the wind just kept carrying the baseball until we have a 6-1 game.
What a blast from John Griffin. Yes, wind assisted, but no one's complaining. 5th home run of the year for Griffin. He now has 18 RBIs, and the Ducks have a healthy 5-run lead at 6-1. Prentice Redmond at the plate takes a strike. Count now 1-1 to Prentice, who walked and scored a run back in the 2nd inning. So 2 runs for the Ducks in the 2nd. 4 have come across here in the 3rd.
Also his team-leading 5th homer for John Griffin.
Breaks a tie in that category. Now the fastball outside, 2 balls and a strike to Prentice Redmond. So the Ducks have scored a total of 6 runs in the last 2 frames, and they may not be done. Only 1 out here, nobody on. Bases cleared after the 3-run blast from John Griffin. Full windup from Bill Murphy. 2-1 pitch on the way, and there's a strike. Count now even at 2 balls and 2 strikes. We're still early. We don't see any action in the bullpen for the Camden Riversharks. Skipper Chris Widger will see just how long a leash he has for Bill Murphy on the mound. 2-2 pitch on the way to Redmond, and he fouls it down the right field line. A little late on that fastball. Count 2-2.
Murphy right around 60 pitches at this point. So pitch count slowly but surely getting up there higher and higher.
Well, the 4 walks certainly don't help. He's had a lot of full counts along the way, too. Count 2-2 here to Prentice Redmond, who steps out momentarily. Ducks, you go back to the top of the 1st, trailed 1-0, but have scored 6 unanswered runs since. Pitch to Redmond is tapped toward short, not hit hard. Brandon Chavez will have to hurry, and does, and nails Redmond for the 2nd out here in the bottom of the 3rd. And brings up Jose Morales. Back in the 2nd inning, Jose with a ground ball base hit right up the middle. Seeing eye base hit right over the second base bag, splitting the second baseman and shortstop of the Riversharks to drive in 2 and gave the Ducks at that point a 2-1 lead. They have since scored 4 here in the bottom of the 3rd and lead at 6-1. Nobody on, 2 men out, 4 runs in. Morales batting from the right side. The lefty Murphy kicks and deals well inside, 1-0.
And the offense really has picked up over the last couple weeks here. We said it earlier that the pitching was the bread and butter of this team, how they were getting their wins to start out this season. But definitely over the last week or two, there's been a lot more games where you've seen the Ducks offense come alive.
Big swing and a miss from Morales, and the count evens 1-1. That's absolutely right. After first few games, the Ducks were near the bottom of the league in terms of hitting. Took a while as the temperature warmed up, the bats warmed up, and caught up to the pitching.
Came into this game 265, second in the league.
And a fly ball right field. Calling off the center fielder Michael Rocket is Carlos Guzman, and he makes the catch for the final out here in the bottom of the third. However, for the Long Island Ducks, lots of damage. 4 runs scored. There were 3 hits and a walk. Big blow. John Griffin's 3-run homer. Nobody left. At the end of 3 complete here at Bethpage Ballpark, the score now, the Ducks 6, the Riversharks 1.
Hey fans, this is left-handed pitcher Tommy Oregon, and you're listening to Ducks Baseball on Long Island's home for news, traffic, and weather, 1039 LI News Radio.
Few places on earth offer the charm and excitement of Fire Island. At Fire Island Ferries, located conveniently at 99 Maple Avenue in Bay Shore, they offer convenient travel to Fire Island 7 days a week. Fire Island is quickly becoming a top destination for families of all ages. Experience the informal, carefree communities, the dazzling night scene, enjoy fine dining, or climb to the top of one of the tallest lighthouses in the United States. But there's only one way to get there, by calling Fire Island Ferries at 631-665-3600 today. For fare and scheduling information, please visit fireislandferries.com.
Hey Ducks fans, stay up to date with Long Island's hometown team by visiting Quack of the Bat, the official blog of the Long Island Ducks. Quack of the Bat will bring Ducks fans beyond the headlines with in-depth feature articles, breaking news stories, game previews, post-game wrap-ups, and so much more. Interact with the team during the entire season through quotes directly from the players and coaches, as well as exclusive video clips and photos. Check out the blog today at quackofthebat.wordpress.com. Quack of the Bat, the official blog of the Long Island Ducks.
Back at Bethpage Ballpark, Long Island Ducks baseball. Very happy you could join us here on this beautiful Friday night, the gateway to Memorial Day weekend. The weekend has arrived. The unofficial start of the summer season across Long Island, of course. Ducks leading Camden 6-1 as we turn things over for the next bunch of innings to my broadcast partner tonight, Chris Buckley.
Well, thank you very much, David. Leading it off right now in the top of the 4th frame here for Camden is the former Duck, Evan Crawford. Hasn't been there for too long in New Jersey, but he faces John Brownell here, his former teammate. First pitch from Brownell. Fastball in the inside corner, a called strike, 0-1. Crawford flew out to Brian Sabatella in right field his first at-bat. Brownell working quickly off speed pitch. Bounces in the dirt off the outside corner to Crawford, hitting from the right side. One and one here from Brownell to Crawford. Fastball laced over to second base on the backhand. Regi Corona, nice play. Tosses over to John Griffin at first base, and there's one away. And that was a short hopper to the former Yankees prospect. But Regi does a nice job on the backhand, making the clean play.
Nicely done. All right, we got some third inning trivia, don't we?
We do. We will give you the question here. We'll tell you the answer in the bottom of the inning. It's our trivia question of the night. Believe it or not, there is a player on the Ducks that hit 5 home runs in 5 consecutive at-bats. It's the 1-year anniversary, May 21st to May 22nd last year in 2014. Curveball from Brownell, a strike right over the middle of the plate to Ryan Strebe. Who was that player?
Oh, okay.
5 homers in 5 consecutive at-bats. It's the 1-year anniversary. May 21st was the first game. Curveball in the dirt from Brownell. Skips away 1-1. May 22nd is the second game. Who is that player?
There's an obvious name that comes to mind, but it may not be that obvious, so we'll find out.
All right, we'll tell you in the bottom of the inning. So 1-1 from Brownell here, 1 down. Fastball low in the zone off the glove of Jose Morales. It skips around at his ankles, 2-1. And that is some feat. That is an incredible accomplishment.
Yeah, that's like Reggie's 3 swings, 3 home runs back in the World Series.
2-1 from Brownell. Curveball in the dirt, but it looks like Strebe got a piece of it. He did. Count will go even at 2-2. And here's a hint for the trivia question, a slight hint. He was in the Southern League and was named a midseason All-Star in 2014 in that season.
All right, with that in mind, it may not be an obvious answer to that
So
question.
we'll see. We'll let you know on the bottom of the frame. 2-2 from the righty Brownell. Fastball gets it on the outside corner, a called strike 3 to Strebe. Bit of a delayed call from home plate umpire David Speranza, but John Brownell gets Strebe, the former Duck, looking, and there's 2 away here.
6 strikeouts now for Brownell, who has not walked a batter. And of his 6 strikeouts, Chris, that's the first one looking. All others have been swinging. He has been on his game. Ever since that leadoff home run on the top of the first, he has been dominant.
Truly has been. And he'll face Mike Costanzo here. Fastball right away. Called strike on the outside corner.
Breadsticks.
Breadsticks.
There we go.
2 away here. Number 4 Costanzo hitting from the left side. Swing and a miss. A huge hack at a fastball up in the zone.
And we are 1 strike away from Breadsticks, buddy. Boy, the whole crowd gets into this.
They really do. So 1 strike away. 0-2. Payoff from Brownell. Fastball up and in. Costanzo backs off and watches it go into the glove of Morales. Quackerjack getting into it down behind home plate on the concourse here.
He's gyrating down there.
Brownell kicks and deals the 1-2. The ball was in the glove by the time Costanzo swings. Free breadsticks at participating Pizza Hut locations to all fans in attendance here this evening. So 2 strikeouts in the inning for John Brownell. He got Crawford to ground out to second. He strikes out Strebe, strikes out Costanzo. 6-1 Ducks. We go to the the bottom of the 4th inning here from Bethpage Ballpark.
Hey fans, this is Jose Morales, and you're listening to Ducks Baseball on Long Island's home for news, traffic, and weather. 1039 LI News Radio.
Hey, Ducks fans, the official hotel of the Long Island Ducks is the Upsky Long Island Hotel in Hauppauge. It's centrally located on the north shore of Long Island and offers a home away from home for both business and leisure guests. The Upsky Long Island Hotel features an indoor pool, 24-hour business center, a fitness center, and complimentary Wi-Fi in all guest rooms. Enjoy the contemporary American cuisine at the Fountain Grill restaurant or grab a quick bite to eat at Cafe Pronto. Best of all, it's only minutes from Bethpage Ballpark. The Upsky Long Island Hotel, the official hotel of the Long Island Ducks. Call 231-1100 today. That's 631-231-1100.
Family fun every time. Beautiful evening for baseball. Big action every time. He reaches up. It's gone! Great value every time.
And the Ducks have won it 7-1.
The Ducks schedule is loaded with new promotions this season. And with an average ticket price of just $10 and free parking, there is no better value on Long Island. For game times and tickets, visit liducks.com. Long Island Ducks Baseball. Good times every time.
Back at Bethpage Ballpark, David Wise, Chris Buckley, Long Island Ducks baseball. Ducks against the Camden Riversharks. Ducks leading 6-1 going to the bottom of the 4th. And we have some unfinished business here. Our 4th inning trivia question.
So we told you, 5 home runs in 5 consecutive at-bats from May 21st to the 22nd of 2014. Your answer, well, he has the big fly of the game so far for Long Island, John Griffin.
There you go. Now, everybody would have guessed Lou Ford.
Right.
With the kind of season he had, but it was Big John.
It's
How about
John
that?
Griffin, named the 2014 Southern League midseason All-Star last season in affiliated ball. Of course, in his first season with Long Island here this season. But hats off to Mr. Griffin on that one. That is some sort of accomplishment. That is something he will remember for the rest of his life, that's for sure.
Yeah, the key to that question was it wasn't done as a Duck.
Right. It was not done as a Duck. Here's Delta Cleary Jr. roping one into left field. A base hit on a 1-1 count. Went 3 for 3 yesterday. Couple RBIs. Gets himself aboard at first base to bring up Dan Lyons.
Boy, that's it. Cleary Jr. is the definition of a hacker.
Yep.
I mean, he just goes up there cutting and slashing. Takes some really big cuts. Hit that one very hard to left. So Ducks set up again. And you know, in the Atlantic League, it's true, as it is many leagues across the country, not sure if you could ever have enough runs. And the Ducks have proven that, coming back from like 7-run deficits twice this season. You just want to pad it as much as you can.
Absolutely. You never know what's going to happen, and that is some accomplishment as well, that they were able to accomplish that feat of at least 7 runs twice in 2 weeks.
Yeah.
First pitch to Dan Lyons, a fastball that paints the outside black 0-1. The lefty Murphy checks on Cleary Jr., throws over to Lyons now. Bobbled at second base on a ground ball. Over to second. They will not throw over to first. It was Norberto Cecchini bobbling the ground ball to second base. He got the force play at second to get Cleary Jr., but there was no throw from Chavez over to first to try to get the double play. So it's a fielder's choice, 4-6, to bring up Ryan Sabatella.
That was a bit of a cue shot. I'm not sure with Lyon's speed whether he would have been nailed at first regardless. It would have been close, but after he bobbled it, booted it just a bit, there was no way he was going to get down. So Lyons replacing Cleary Jr. at the first base bag.
So the 4th fielder's choice in this game that the Ducks have hit into, 3 in a row in the first inning, and now they went 2 innings before that one in here in the 4th. Sabatella takes a fastball low and away, way outside. Heel has to backhand the pitch, 1-0.
Boy, how good a time is Brian Sabatella having. The native of Port Jeff, living in Aquabog out east now, playing for his hometown Long Island Ducks. What a thrill.
Sabatella hacks it, another fastball, outside corner, and knocks it foul behind the Ducks dugout. So it'll go 1-1, ones across the board, 1-1 count, 1 out. 1 run on 1 hit for the Camden Riversharks. Of course, Brandon Chavez's solo home run to lead off the game. 6 runs on 5 hits for the Long Island Ducks. And they're hitting here in the bottom of the 4th. First game of a 4-game set between these two teams. Murphy deals a curveball chopped over to third base. Can't make the play. Costanzo at third base. All runners are going to be saved. Now Dan Lyons comes sprinting from second to third. What heads-up base running by Dan Lyons. It went off the glove of Costanzo as he tried to range over and make the short hop play. He couldn't control it. Chavez was behind him for some support. He couldn't get it in time. And Lyons sprinting from first base right off the bat of Sabatella gets himself over to third, standing safely. Sabatella is aboard at first base as well.
You would have to think that'll go down as a hit, and it does, an infield single. And as you mentioned, just great base running from Dan Lyons. He looked at third base. Nobody was standing there. It was just a foot race. And he made it easily. And now the Ducks with runners on the corners and just 1 down.
An incredible heads-up play from Dan Lyons. Curveball off the outside corner for Murphy to Rigi Corona in his 3rd at-bat of the evening. Takes it for a ball, 1-0. So Lyons gets himself to third base. Double play still in effect up the middle for Sabatella aboard at first. Corona swings and skies one foul again over the Ducks dugout, possibly out of play or out of the stadium here at Bethpage Ballpark. It looks like it is. That's up and over.
As you mentioned, double play depth for the Camden Riversharks, but Corona not easy to double up with his speed at the plate.
He is not. He's pretty fleet of foot. Will get down the first baseline in a hurry. Hitting from the right side here. The 1-1 from Murphy. Rigi swings, chops one to third base. Costanzo going to field it, throws to home. The slide from Lyons. He got him at home. Kevin Baez immediately jogging over to the home plate umpire, David Speranza, to try to talk things over here. He did not like the play. Dan Lyons standing there as well. He didn't like the play. Costanzo elects to try to keep the ball in play on the short hop. It could have gone foul had he let it go, but he decided to try to make the play right away. He backhands it, the ball rolling down the line, throws to heel at home, and they get Lyons trying to stretch it out.
Yeah, my initial impression was that Kevin Baez was going to argue whether that ball was fair or foul, because it was very, very close. But as you mentioned, third baseman Costanzo with a very neat backhand scoop on the short hop came on home. Very close, bang-bang play at home plate. I think Baez was arguing more about the play at home because Lyons was obviously very upset.
It was close. It was a close play.
It was. The argument has fizzled. Baez retreats to the third base coaching box. And now with Lou Ford coming up, the Ducks still have their 6-1 lead intact, but now 2 down with 1 man in scoring position at second. That's Rigi Corona.
So Lou Ford takes a curveball and off-speed pitch outside from Murphy, the left-hander. Sabatella at second. Rigi Corona on the fielder's choice aboard at first base. So it's still 2 runners on.
Hey, I was wrong twice on 1 play. That was good. E2 for me.
Ford rips one over the head of Brandon Chavez in the left field. Rounding third and coming home is Brian Sabatella. The throw from Evan Crawford not going to be in time. Brian Sabatella slides across home plate safely. Lou Ford, yet another RBI to his name. He's got 30 on the season. Ducks lead 7-1 here in the bottom of the fourth inning.
I tell you, Lou Ford has hit balls a lot harder than that. He just looped it. Did enough. He took what Bill Murphy gave him and just looped it to left field. An RBI single with 2 down. There's the opportunistic clutch hitting from Lou Ford. And as you mentioned, now with 30 RBIs on the season, and the Ducks now lead by a half dozen.
So 30 RBIs through 27 games. Not bad for Lou Ford. Cody Puckett, the .284 hitter on the season, comes up. He's the cleanup hitter. Murphy the first pitch. Puckett ropes one into center field as well. Coming in and charging is Michael Rocket, rounding third. He's going to try to go home. It's Regi Corona sliding the play at the plate, and he's going to be called out. Regi out by a mile. The ball was waiting for him as he got there. Aggressive base running once again from Kevin Baez. But nonetheless, the Ducks plate another run in the bottom of the fourth. It's now 7-1. They score 1 run on 3 hits. No errors in the inning, and they leave 2 guys left on base. We will go to the top of the 5th here from Bethpage Ballpark. Once again, Long Island Ducks 7, Camden Riversharks, they're coming up to bat. They have 1 run.
Hey fans, this is Sergio Perez, and you're listening to Ducks Baseball on the Long Island home for news, traffic, and weather. 1039 LI News Radio.
Beautify your patio, walkway, driveway, or pool surround with Nicolak paving stones and walls. Nicolak's specially formulated paver shield offers extra surface wear protection and color enhancement throughout the thickness of the paver. Paver shield guarantees that your pavers will look great for years to come. Bring home the elegance with Nicolak. Visit the Nicolak Design Center, Sunrise Highway, Lindenhurst, or Nicolak.com.
Let Nicolak Pavers, pave your way.
Enjoy the ultimate VIP fan experience at Bethpage Ballpark this season by taking in a Ducks game from the brand new Trout Town Fan Can. Presented by Roscoe Beer Company, the Fan Can is available for rental at all Ducks home games. It features 12 Dream Seat theater-style padded seats, beverage holders, an air-conditioned atmosphere, and an incredible view of the game. Packages are now available with food and beverage included. To reserve your Fan Can outing today, call the Ducks Group Sales Department at 631-940-3825. The Trout Town Fan Can at Bethpage Ballpark. Your VIP experience has arrived.
Fans, don't forget to stop by the Waddle Inn Shop on your next visit here to Bethpage Ballpark, otherwise known as the Duck Pond. We have exclusive, hard-to-find Ducks memorabilia on sale right now. Proceeds benefit the Quackerjack Foundation, the charitable arm of the Long Island Ducks.
Duck starter John Brownell out to start the top of the 5th inning against the Camden Riversharks. Joel Guzman to lead things off for the visitors. 301 hitter on the season, 0 for 1 so far today. He struck out in his first at-bat. The 1-0 from Brownell kicks and deals, scorched down the left field line, but foul. So it goes to 1-1. John Brownell, so far in this game, now retired 12 straight since that leadoff home run from Chavez, and he struck out 7 for a second consecutive start. So he ties his season high. If he can get one more, he'll set a new season high for himself with 8. Looks like Guzman may have broken his bat, so he goes to get a new stick. Guzman, the designated hitter. Camden and Long Island each right now toward the bottom of the pack in the Liberty division, but that's a very tight-knit division. 14-13 is Camden as Guzman swings and smacks one foul over the Long Island Ducks dugout, up over the concourse and out of Bethpage Ballpark. Camden 14-13, the Ducks 14-12 coming in. So 4.5 games back and 4 games back respectively. Brownell hit hard on the ground to Dan Lyons by Guzman. He fields it cleanly, tosses over to Griffin at first base, and there's one away.
Well, one thing we know about a split season of 140 games, it's a 70-game half season, and that can really sneak up on you. I mean, we've played over 25 games now. The Ducks have played 26. And you go on some streaks. If you get in too big a hole, it's tough to make up ground. So just like in a horse race, just any of the Triple Crown races, as American Pharoah goes for the Triple Crown at Belmont Stakes, you want to be near the front entering the stretch. You know, you just want to be in the hunt.
And as I said, it's a very close division. It's not like the Freedom division, where it seems to be a little bit more or a little bit closer. But in terms of the Liberty division, the teams are a lot closer. The second, third, and fourth place teams are all very, very close.
Yeah, everybody's bunched.
Yep. Swing and a miss from Carlos Guzman, so it's a 1-1 count now. One out here from Brownell. Fastball nails the inside corner, 1-2. Guzman does not like the call. So 1-2 to number 3, hitting from the left side. Guzman, the right fielder. Struck out in his first at bat. Brownell, fastball just misses on the inside corner. Very, very close. It seemed like the exact same pitch from number 7, but does not get the call from Speranza behind home plate. 2-2 now, goes for the strikeout again, and he gets it this time. Called strike 3, fastball on the outside corner. And John Brownell has a new season high for strikeouts. He has 8 in this game so far. We're only in the top of the 5th inning.
8 Ks, 2 of them looking, 6 of them swinging. John Brownell, again, pitching quickly. That keeps everybody on their toes. And he's been working the ball up, down, side to side, changing speeds. He's got it working tonight.
So he has struck out Carlos Guzman twice, and he will look to strike out Jose Gil twice as well. Slider on the outside corner just misses. Jose Morales trying to frame that pitch, but not successfully, so it goes to 1-0. Gil, a .295 hitter now on the season, despite that strikeout in his first at-bat. Brownell fastball this time does get the outside black to 1-1. Morales giving the signs to the Long Island ace. Into his windup. Kicks and deals fastball low and in. Count goes to 2-1. So again, still just that 1 run and 1 hit line for the Camden Riversharks. Have not had a hit since that leadoff home run from Chavez. 2-1, 2 out here from Brownell. Fastball just misses. Couldn't really tell if that was low or inside. That looked like a strike on the inside part of the plate. And Jose Morales turns around, cocks his head back, and trying to ask Speranza where that pitch was.
Yeah, what you look for in an umpire is consistency.
Absolutely. So the 3-1 now. Chopper to third base is going to stay fair. It will not. Puckett came over and fielded it in foul territory to run the count to full. So 3-2-2 out here. Heel the batter for Camden.
And the Ducks looking for their 5th consecutive win. A win in Lancaster, sweeping the series in York, and looking to make it 5 in a row here to move 3 games over 500 and to get this 4-game series off on the right foot against the Sharks.
Brownell once again into his windup. The full count pitch coming up. Fastball misses up and away, and aboard at first with a base on balls is Jose Gil.
And that's a rare occurrence. Brownell with pinpoint control here tonight. Just missed. Not missing by much when he does, but that's the first walk issued by Brownell tonight.
So it brings up Norberto Susini, the Camden second baseman, number 32, making his Riversharks debut. Swung at the first pitch he saw in his first at-bat back in the 3rd inning and flew out to left. Gil leads off second. Susini, the batter, curveball low and in. Nice block by Jose Morales. Brings the count to 1-0.
The breeze, by the way, still blowing toward right field, but not nearly as intense as it was at the start of the game. We've had 2 home runs to right field, both getting an assist from the breeze.
Absolutely. Brownell's 1-0 pitch. Chopped over to second base. Corona fields it cleanly off the bat of Susini, and that's the 3rd out of the inning. Not a 1-2-3, as close as they were. John Brownell, he walks 1, but other than that, a very clean inning for the Ducks ace after 4.5 innings. We go to the bottom of the 5th. Ducks still on top, 7-1. They're coming up to bat.
Hey fans, this is Bud Harrelson, and you're listening to Ducks Baseball on Long Island's home for news, traffic, and weather. 103.9 LI News Radio.
Thinking about buying or refinancing a home? Start by attending attending a free MCU home buying seminar. Then speak with one of our loan specialists who will guide you through the loan process. With an affordable mortgage from Municipal Credit Union, Home Sweet Home will be a little sweeter. Call 212-238-3521 or visit nymcu.org to apply for your mortgage today. Municipal Credit Union. Strong, trusted, growing. Municipal Credit Union is an equal housing opportunity lender.
Take your group out to the ball game this season and enjoy all the fun of Ducks baseball at discounted prices with the Hebrew National Picnic Area, luxury suites, the Smokin' Owls Party Deck, the Trout Town Fan Can, and so much more. Bringing your group to the game will be an unforgettable experience. The Ducks even offer opportunities to sing the national anthem, serve as the Ridgewood Savings Bank color guard, be the Nicolak Dream Team, put on a pregame performance, or shag fly balls during Ducks batting practice. To book your outing today, call 631-940-3825 and ask for the group sales department. Long Island Ducks Baseball. Good times every time.
Back at Bethpage Ballpark, David Wise, Chris Buckley. Long Island Ducks baseball. Ducks, Camden Riversharks. Ducks with a healthy 7-1 lead as we go to the bottom of inning number 5. Out-of-town scoreboard, if you please, Chris.
Well, right now over in York, Pennsylvania, fresh off their series with the Long Island Ducks, the Revolution trailing the Somerset Patriots, the first-place team in the Liberty Division. They are currently on top of the Revs 3-1, top of the 6 from Santander Stadium. Up at Harbor Yard in Bridgeport, the Bluefish scoreless with the Sugarland Skeeters, bottom of the 3rd. Regency Furniture Stadium, the site of the Southern Maryland Blue Crabs and Lancaster Barnstormers contest. That's in Southern Maryland. The Blue Crabs, the home team, up 5-0 right now in that contest in the bottom of the 3rd. So Somerset, yet again, with their 18-8 record, on their way, it seems right now, to another win if they can hold on. Let's pause 5 seconds for station identification.
Your attention, please, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. Now pitching for the Camden Riversharks, number 18.
Welcome back to Bethpage Ballpark. We go to the bottom of the 5th and a pitching change here for the Camden Riversharks. Coming in right now, it's going to be number 18, Eric Smith, the Norwalk, Connecticut native. We'll get you his numbers on the season momentarily. John Griffin, after his 3-run homer back in the 3rd inning, set to get another at-bat here. So it'll be Eric Smith on the bump right now for Camden. Smith, the righty, kicks and deals to Griffin. First pitch looks like a slider. Too far off the outside edge. Moves the count to 0-1. (1-0) from Smith. Another slider off the outside edge. Moves the count to 2-0. We'll give you Eric Smith's numbers so far on the season. A 7.5 ERA, is 0-1. Has pitched in 3 games, has started 1, 6 innings, 7 hits, 5 runs, all earned, 2 walks, and 3 strikeouts. So the 2-0 to Griffin. Fastball for a called strike on the up and in part of the plate. 2-1 count now to Griffin. Smith moving his glove around a little bit, flopping it back and forth, not to give away the pitch. Fastball with a lot of tailing movement, gets the outside edge. Nice looking pitch from Eric Smith, makes the count even at 2-2.
Yeah, I'll tell you, Eric Smith, kind of a herky-jerky delivery. Got the glove waggling. Kind of short arms the ball as well. Not easy to pick up that release point. We'll give you the numbers on Bill Murphy, the starting pitcher for Camden, in just a moment.
So the 2-2. Griffin takes the fastball and watches it go by for a ball on the outside edge. Moves the count to full. It's 3-2.
Unofficial line on Bill Murphy, the starter. 4 innings pitched against the Ducks. 8 hits, 7 runs, all earned. Walked 4, struck out no one. The Ducks did get to Bill Murphy.
Griffin hits a hard one that Costanzo can't handle at third base. It goes over his glove and into left field. We'll see how the official score will rule that play. Griffin hit it very hard. I wouldn't be surprised if they give him a hit on that one. It's jumped right over the glove of Costanzo. He's aboard at first to bring up Prentice Redman.
Yeah, it goes down as a hit. Hit number 9 for the Ducks. A hot shot off the bat of John Griffin, who has now walked, 3-run homer, and a hot single to left. He is hot.
So the official final line for Murphy, 4 innings, 8 hits, 7 runs, all earned, 4 walks in total, 3 including the 1 intentional to Lou Ford, no strikeouts, a home run, a wild pitch, and here's a double play ball, but they're not going to have enough time to double up Redmond. It's hit to second base. Susini fields it cleanly and tosses the easy throw over to first for the fielder's choice. So the ground ball from Redmond will move Griffin over to second base and bring up Jose Morales.
So Morales with that 2-run single back in the second inning. The Ducks, if you go back, about an hour or so, we're trailing 1-0, but a 2-run single in the bottom of the second from Jose Morales. And the Ducks leapfrogging over the Sharks with a 2-1 lead, and then they scored 5 more unanswered runs after that with a 7-1 lead to this point.
So things changing very quickly by the end of that third inning. Down 1-0 after 1, up 2-1 after 2, up 6-1 after 3, and then, of course, 7-1 is our score right now. So the Ducks score at least 1 run in innings 2, 3, and 4, putting up a crooked number in the second and third. Jose Morales now facing the righty Smith, who will hit from the left side of the plate, the switch-hitting catcher. Morales 2-14 on the season, 1 for 2, as you said, David, with that 2 RBI single. Smith set at the belt, checks on Griffin. Fastball inside, too far. 1-0.
Yeah, we talk about the fact you don't see too many switch-hitting catchers. Of course, one of the best of all time for the Yankees, Jorge Posada,
right,
who retired not too long ago, has a new book out. He's been doing the book circuit, doing lots of interviews. Always one of my favorite Yankees. Very fiery and a true clubhouse leader.
Smith kicks and deals way low and in at the heels of Morales. He has to back up and make sure he doesn't get hit by that one. Count goes to 2-0. Posada, part of those 90s, early 2000s, very exciting Yankees teams, winning all those World Series.
Part of the dynasty. He and Joe Girardi, who didn't quite get along that well when Girardi became manager, because think about it, they were teammates, and it was Posada who replaced Girardi behind the plate.
2-0 from Smith. Continues to check on Griffin. Griffin not very fast. Smith now deals fastball, misses low, and the count goes to 3-0.
But to have a switch-hitting catcher, just quite a luxury for the Long Island Ducks. And Morales with a good eye at the plate here, and usually does hit the ball hard. As we said, can't have enough runs. Ducks lead by 6, looking for more.
Kevin Byers will always take as many runs as he can get, as will all the Ducks players. The 3-0 fastball just gets the outside corner. Called strike on the pitch. Brings the count to 3-1. No double play in effect here with Griffin aboard at second. Again, Morales hitting from the left side. Infield back at normal depth. Outfield, I would say, playing a shade bit toward the infield. The 3-1, Morales grounds one over to second base, off the chest of Susini. He rebounds, grabs the ball off the dirt, and tosses over the easy play to Strebe to get Morales at first base. It moves Griffin over from second to third. So a runner aboard, even closer to home plate, just 90 feet away for Delta Cleary Jr. There's 2 away.
And we talked about Delta Cleary Jr., who loves to get up there cutting and slashing. Looking to hit something hard, and we'll see if the Ducks, who are 90 feet away from adding their 8th run, can pull that off here in the bottom of the 5th. Well, 7 runs, 9 hits for the Ducks. 1 lonely run on 1 measly hit. The leadoff homer from Brandon Chavez for the Riversharks.
First pitch to Cleary Jr. Fastball nails the inside corner. 0-1. Cleary Jr. 1 for 1 with a sacrifice in his first at-bat. Had a single in his second at-bat. The 0-1. Fastball low and in. Cleary backs up, lifts his hands, and takes it for a ball. 1-1.
A few minutes ago, we had the out-of-town scoreboard. We will update you in just a bit on what the Yankees are doing. They're taking on the Texas Rangers at the stadium. Mets against the Pirates tonight. And you got the Rangers and the Tampa Bay Lightning down in Florida. Not quite a must-win for the Rangers, but they need to win it.
Cleary Jr. with a scorching line drive down the right field line, but Ryan Strebe with some range in the field, uses the leather to retire the side. A nice play from number 33 for Camden, and Delta Cleary Jr. is robbed of a hit. So 1 runner left on, 1 hit in the inning, no runs for Long Island. We go to the top of the 6th inning. Ducks still on top, 7-1 here from Bethpage Ballpark.
Hey fans, this is left-handed pitcher Carmine Giardina, and you're listening to Ducks Baseball on Long Island's home for news, traffic, and weather. 1039 LI News Radio.
The results are in. PSEG Long Island is delivering 99.9% reliability. We got there by strengthening equipment and clearing trees along power lines across our area. And our new outage management system will continue to ensure improved communications and faster restoration. 99.9% reliable. It's one more way we're serving you better. Discover how we're improving every day to bring you better service at www.psegliny.com/reliability.
Baseball fans, the Long Island Ducks mobile app has officially arrived. Powered by Clear Vision Apps, it's your one-stop shop for all things Ducks baseball. Buy tickets straight from your mobile device. Receive game status updates with push notifications. Check out up-to-the-minute news and scores and interact with the Ducks on social media. Best of all, it's free. Download the Ducks mobile app today by visiting the App Store on your Apple-powered device or Google Play on your Android-powered device. The Long Island Ducks mobile app, with you wherever you flock to.
Back at Bethpage Ballpark, David Weiss along with Chris Buckley. Follow all season long, Duck fans, as the Ducks try to meet the Chappie's Home Run Challenge. If the Ducks hit 100 homers, Chappie's Funeral Homes will donate $5,000 to the Quackajack Foundation. Chappie's Funeral Homes, where caring for others is their family tradition. I neglected earlier in the game to mention that John Griffin's home run back in the 3rd inning for the Long Island Ducks was their, 20th home run of the season. So there you go. That goes up on the tally for the Chappie's Home Run Challenge. Griffin with that big blast to right.
So Michael Rocket to lead things off here in the top of the 6th for the Camden Riversharks. John Brownell, a ball on the first pitch, a ball on the second here. Curveball off the outside edge, 2-0. Rocket 0 for 1 so far. Flew out to Brian Sabatella and right in his first at-bat. Brownell kicks and deals the 2-0. Hit right back into the netting behind home plate, a fastball. Rocket was on it all the way through, just wasn't able to make enough solid contact to put it in play, but a good swing nonetheless from the righty. Brownell again working quickly, the 2-1. Foul ball chopped into the dirt around home plate and hit back towards the Camden dugout. Looked like a curveball from Brownell. So 2s across the board, number 2 is the hitter. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Brownell looking to get the Ducks their first out of this top of the 6th frame. The 2-2. Ball hit over to Cody Puckett at third base. He fields it cleanly in play. The throw to first to Griffin, and they get Rocket going to first base.
Oh, we get a little asterisk next to that on the scores card. A good play by Cody Puckett, off balance and threw it true to John Griffin. Out of town scoreboard quickly. Mets in Pittsburgh, trailing the Pirates 2-1 at the end of 4. And bottom of the 3rd, Yanks and Rangers, no contest thus far. Texas 7-0 over the Yankees, who are struggling these days in every department.
Certainly not been easy for the Bombers as of late. Slider for a called strike to Brandon Chavez. The lone hit for Camden, the lone run for the Riversharks as well. First pitch strike from Brownell, 0-1, 1 out here. Chavez hitting from the left side. Brownell deals a fastball tailing away into the righty batter's box for a 1-1 count.
Of course, we'll pass along the Rangers' lightning score.
Almost underway from Tampa Bay.
Right.
Brownell check swing from Chavez on the play. And they say he did not go around. It was a curveball low just across home plate. Chavez thought about it, but was able to use his wrist to hold the bat back. Did not go through the zone, 2-1 count.
Brownell at his best keeps batters off balance. And the Riversharks, I'm telling you, they're just up there. They don't know what's coming.
That's his best attribute, his best skill, John Brownell, as he throws a off-speed pitch tailing inside to Chavez. He takes it for a ball, 3-1.
And he sets up his fastball so well that the fastball looks 10 or 15 miles an hour faster than it actually is.
Right. He doesn't throw overpowering. He's not an overpowering pitcher in terms of speed. Fastball right down Broadway for a strike. But you're right, David, when you throw that curveball, you throw that off-speed slider, changeup, whatever it is, you don't have to throw 99 miles an hour to be an effective pitcher because that ball is going to be so deceiving when you watch it come through the zone.
Exactly, just the gap in terms of miles per hour between the pitches.
Exactly. Brownell gets the call, strike 3. We'll see if he actually went around. I don't believe he did. It's a called strike 3. On the play, Chavez goes down. He'll walk back to the bench. Another strikeout for John Brownell. There's 2 away here in the top of the 6th. What a pitch from Brownell.
9 strikeouts now, his season high, just adding to it. Previous season high coming in with 7. 9 strikeouts. The last couple have been looking. A bunch have been swinging.
First pitch, first strike. Once again, Evan Crawford up for the 3rd time now. Has flow out to right field. Sabatel in the first inning, grounded out to second. In his second at-bat, off-speed pitch low and in, taken for a ball by Crawford.
At this point, the Riversharks, when they walk up to the plate, it's as if they're already down in the count 0-2.
Right.
I mean, that's how it must feel to them.
First pitch strike is always the most important. Curveball, a hanging one that Crawford was not able to get solid wood on. Chops it back toward his own bench down the third baseline. And Brownell escapes with that one. But he gets a strike anyway. 1-2 the count. 2 outs here, looking to end the inning right away. Brownell deals fastball up in the zone. Second ball to Crawford. 2-2 count, 2 out. Crawford now with the 0-for-2 game so far, down to 227 on the season. Brownell, the 2-2. Gets Crawford swinging, ball in the dirt. They say that he just made enough contact, but Morales held on to it. So it'll be the 3rd out of the inning. Another strikeout for John Brownell. He had 2 in the inning, make it 10 on the game for number 7. A 1-2-3 for him. We go to the bottom of the 6th. Long Island still up 6. It's 7-1 here from the Duck Pond.
Hey fans, this is outfielder Eric Kamatsu, and you're listening to Ducks Baseball on Long Island's home for news, traffic, and weather, 103.9 LI News Radio.
James Simmons is going back. He is looking up, and on Bark in the Park Night, that one is gone and reaches a kennel in Central Islip. That was another home run for the Ducks. And Duck fans, what's more fun than a home run that helps the Ducks win a game? How about a homer that helps the community win? Chappie's Funeral Home and the Long Island Ducks have once again teamed up for the Chappie's Home Run Challenge. If the Ducks hit 100 homers this season, Chappie's Funeral Home will donate $5,000 to the Quacker Jack Foundation. So every time a Ducks hitter goes deep this season, watch for the Chappie's Challenge home run count on the scoreboard. And if we reach 100, we're all a winner. Chappie's Funeral Home, where caring for others is a family tradition.
Can't get enough of the Long Island Ducks? Well, now you can get even more inside info on your favorite hometown team through Facebook and Twitter. The Ducks are constantly updating fans through social media with scores, transactions, ballpark promotions, and much more. You can even win great prizes. All you'll need to do is make a free account on Facebook and Twitter, and then visit us at facebook.com/LIDucks and twitter.com/LIDucks. Think you're Long Island's biggest Ducks fan? Get connected now.
Back at Bethpage Ballpark, David Wise, Chris Buckley. Ducks leading 7-1 going to the bottom of inning number 6. Great crowd on hand, and we expect very big crowds for both games tomorrow and another one on Sunday. It's a 4-game series with a day-night doubleheader tomorrow. Ducks against the Camden Riversharks, 1:05 start. Doug Jennings, one of the great Long Island Ducks from yesteryear. His number 7 in a jersey pin to the first 1,000 fans that show up here at the Duck Pond. And then the nightcap, 6:35, another 7-inning contest for the Long Island Ducks. Pyrotechnico fireworks extravaganza, another fireworks night for the Ducks. Again, 2 games tomorrow, day-night doubleheader. And then Gary Carter, number 8 jersey pins for the first 1,000 fans on Sunday, May 24th. Memorial Day weekend, spend it with the Long Island Ducks.
So Eric Smith set to begin his 2nd inning of relief in place of Bill Murphy for Camden. First pitch fastball low and in to Dan Lyons, who leads things off here for the Flock in the bottom of the 6th. The 1-0 from Smith. Slider off the outside edge. He'll try to frame it. Did not get the call. Count goes to 2-0. Lyons being patient up there at the dish right now. Smith, like Brownell, working quickly. Fastball. Again with that tailing inside action. paints the black on the outside corner and gets the first strike of the at-bat. It's 2-1. Heel, flashing signs to Smith in the windup, kicks and deals. Ball chopped over to Chavez at short. Fields it on the high hop, throws over to Strebe at first base, and there's one away as Lines is put out.
I mentioned we've got 3 more games. The day-night doubleheader tomorrow against Camden, and then Sunday afternoon at 1:35. 3 ways to get your Ducks tickets right here at the Bethpage Ballpark box office in Central Islip. You can do it online at liducks.com or via the Ducks mobile app. And over the phone, of course, 631-940-TIXX, 940-8499.
Brian Sabatella comes up, 2 runs so far in this one, a stolen base as well. A double, a single. The Long Island native having himself a night here at Bethpage Ballpark. Steps out. Eric Smith taking a little too long for his liking. With a win tonight, Long Island will even up the all-time series here on home turf. Right now, Camden 65-64 they lead, so a win obviously makes it 65 all. With 3 games left to go in this series, curveball off the outside edge skips to the backstop to make it a 0-1 count.
Sabatella, age 30. Last 3 seasons spent with the New Jersey Jackals of the Can-Am League. More about that in a moment.
Sabatella hits a line drive right to Chavez, right at his face, but gets the glove up just in time, and there's 2 away, and that was a real rope.
Yep.
Right to shortstop, but Chavez there, flashing the leather a bit, jolts the glove up at the last second. There's 2 away.
The New Jersey Jackals of the Can-Am League, if memory serves, play in Upper Montclair at what is the Yogi Berra Museum and Learning Center on the campus of Montclair State University.
Right
at the college. That brings to mind some Yogi Berra stories I'd like to share, but a belated happy 90th birthday to Yogi Berra, turned 90 on May the 12th.
Absolutely amazing. Fastball off the outside corner to now the lefty hitting Regi Corona, taken for a ball. And the Long Island Ducks certainly happy to have Brian Sabatella hitting in their leadoff spot so far this season. He's done a great job. Regi chops one over to second base, bobbled once again by Susini. He rebounds again. A bunch of bobbled balls by the Camden Riversharks second baseman so far in his debut, but he rebounds and gets the 3rd and final out of the inning by throwing over to Strebe at first base. So a 1-2-3 for Smith here in the bottom of the 6th. We go to the top of the 7th. Ducks still on top, 7-1 here from Bethpage Ballpark.
Hey fans, this is Blake Davis, and you're listening to Ducks Baseball, Long Island's home for news, traffic, and weather. 103.9 LI News Radio.
Spring into a new Honda at Huntington Honda and pay $59 a month for a new 2015 Honda Civic LX sedan. $59. So spring into Huntington Honda on Jericho Turnpike just east of Route 110 or HuntingtonHondaCars.com.
Huntington Honda, discover the difference.
Auto 24-month lease, total due at inception. Civic $31.90 includes bank fee, first month's payment, no security deposit. Taxes, DMV, title fees extra with excellent credit through HFS.
Have your birthday at the ballpark this season and celebrate with the flock. Kona Ice birthday party packages with the Long Island Ducks are now available. Each package includes 10 box seats, a commemorative birthday t-shirt and autographed baseball, a pizza and Kona Ice party in the Hebrew National Picnic area, and so much more. Best of all, the birthday child will stand on the dugout while the entire crowd sings happy birthday. Reserve your party today by calling the group sales department at 631-940-3825. Kona Ice birthday parties with the Long Island Ducks, a once-in-a-lifetime experience.
Duck fans, as the weather warms up with the unofficial start of summer and great weather on tap for Memorial Day weekend, chill out with a cold cup of Hampton Coffee Company Gourmet Iced Coffee. Available at the concession stands here at Bethpage Ballpark. Hampton Coffee, the preferred coffee of the Long Island Ducks. Visit HamptonCoffeeCompany.com or visit their cafes out in the beautiful Hamptons.
So John Brownell back out on the mound for the Long Island Ducks here. First pitch to former Duck Ryan Strebe, an off-speed pitch. Low and away, backhanded by Jose Morales, and it's 1-0. Strebe struck out swinging in the first, struck out looking in the fourth, so Brownell will try to make it a trio of strikeouts here. Fastball on the inside corner. Call for a strike, and it's 1-1.
What more do you want Brownell to do? He's given up just 1 hit. Working on a one-hitter. It was a home run, leading off Brandon Chavez, top of the first. He struck out 10, walked only 1. What a line and what a performance for Brownell tonight.
Fastball skids on top of home plate. Caught by Morales, but it's a ball. Too low, 2-1. Strebe now 286 on the season. Fastball just misses off the outside edge. Brownell wanted that one. That was a nice pitch. Had a lot of zip on it at the last second, but not able to get the called strike. So the count will go to 3-1. Strebe, number 33, hitting from the right side. Brownell into his windup, deals. Ball sky high on the infield. Lyons and Corona ranging over. Corona calls off Lyons, settles under it, and watches it go into his glove for the first out of the inning.
You know, we talked about Yogi Berra a couple of moments ago, and happy 90th to Yogi, who turned 90 on May the 12th. I had an opportunity to meet Yogi with all those Yogi-isms that he is famous for. In the late 1990s, I had the opportunity to interview Yogi at the Yogi Berra Museum and Learning Center in Montclair, New Jersey.
Brownell pitching to Mike Costanzo, fastball for a ball on the outside.
Day before the interview was to take place, I called, left a voicemail message for him, telling him how much I was looking forward to seeing him and interviewing him the next day.
Fastball
So when he
just misses from Brownell, David, 2-0.
I was talking here, Chris. Anyways, I'm on a roll with this
I'm
story.
sorry. Go ahead.
I mean, if he hits the ball,
okay,
that'll be fine.
Okay.
Anyway, sorry. Now I gotta stop talking. Go ahead.
Brownell, the 2-0 fastball way up and in 3-0.
You know, Brownell works so quickly, you can't get a story.
Right, exactly.
Not your fault. It's Brownell's fault. Anyway, so when I met him after leaving a voicemail message the previous day, I met Yogi. Sticks out his hand and he goes, "You know something? You sound different than you look on the phone." I said, "Yogi, you just gave me a Yogiism." He said, "What? What did I do now?" With Yogi, you always know what he means. He just says it in a convoluted way. My favorite is, nobody goes to that restaurant anymore. It's too crowded. They make sense. You know what he means.
Hard hit ground ball to John Griffin over at first base of the bat of Costanzo. Fields it, trots over to first base, and there's 2 away. Nice play by Griffin to stay down on the ball.
And the one that really got me is that Yogi was once asked, taking a cross-country flight, somebody said to him on the plane, "Yogi, what time is it?" He said, "You mean now?" Now, the reason he said that was he was confused because of the changing time zones going
right
across the country.
So maybe we understand where he's coming from.
We know what he means. He just says it.
You always know what he means, but you don't understand why he says it the way he does.
Exactly.
2 out here in the top of the 7th. Hard hit ground ball off the bat of Joel Guzman, and Brownell. Yet another 1-2-3 inning for number 7. 3 up, 3 down. Strebe, Costanzo, and Guzman in order. 7-1 still the score here. We go to the bottom of the 7th inning. Ducks coming up to bat.
Hey fans, this is pitcher Mark Rogers, and you're listening to Ducks Baseball on Long Island's home for news, traffic, and weather. 103.9 LI News Radio.
Hey, Ducks fans, the official hotel of the Long Island Ducks is the Upsky Long Island Hotel in Hauppauge. It's centrally located on the north shore of Long Island and offers a home away from home for both business and leisure guests. The Upsky Long Island Hotel features an indoor pool, 24-hour business center, a fitness center, and complimentary Wi-Fi in all guest rooms. Enjoy the contemporary American cuisine at the Fountain Grill restaurant or grab a quick bite to eat at Cafe Pronto. Best of all, it's only minutes from Bethpage Ballpark. The Upsky Long Island Hotel, the official hotel of the Long Island Ducks. Call 231-1100 today. That's 631-231-1100.
Family fun every time.
Beautiful evening for baseball.
Big action every time.
He reaches up, it's gone!
Great value every time.
And the Ducks have won it 7-1.
The Ducks schedule is loaded with new promotions this season, and with an average ticket price of just $10 and free parking, there is no better value on Long Island. For game times and tickets, visit liducks.com. Long Island Ducks Baseball. Good times every time.
Back at Bethpage Ballpark, David Wise, Chris Buckley. Long Island Ducks baseball. Ducks leading the Camden Riversharks 7-1, going to the bottom of inning number 7 as we look ahead a month from now, Father's Day, Sunday, June 21st. Make it a date to join all of us here at Bethpage Ballpark. Father's Day at Bethpage Ballpark. The Ducks hosting the Bridgeport Bluefish at 1:35. What a great day overall. Exciting baseball card giveaway on the way in, courtesy of Tops. An opportunity to enjoy an all-you-can-eat pregame barbecue. Have a catch on the field prior to game time. What a great day would be for fathers, their sons and daughters, the whole family to enjoy Father's Day right here at Bethpage Ballpark. What could be better than that?
I think that having the catch on the field is really great. That's very exciting here at Bethpage Ballpark. Very well kept, of course. Real life experience out on the field to be like one of your favorite players. So Eric Smith now in his third inning of relief. Lou Ford, first pitch swinging, gets jammed on the inside corner and fists one out over to second base. Susini with the clean play gets one out with the throw over to Strebe.
Anytime you start thinking of Father's Day, fathers and sons, daughters, whatever, then Field of Dreams comes to mind.
Of course.
Which is our fellow broadcast partner Chris King's favorite baseball movie.
I think I might have to agree.
Yeah, I don't. To me, it's The Natural, but it's close.
Another great one.
It's close, but The Natural is my favorite, especially with the Randy. What's his name?
Randy Newman.
Randy Newman score. There you go. Randy Newman score. But love The Natural. But Field of Dreams, you have to be a Vulcan without any emotion whatsoever, not to tear up when he says, "Dad, you want to have a catch?"
I agree. First pitch to Cody Puckett, fastball in the inside corner. Misses for a ball. Another off-speed pitch here from Smith. Off-speed on the outside. Ball number 2. Robert Redford, great in The Natural. That's for sure. Fastball on the outside corner. This time a called strike for Smith.
When the movie first came out, people said, well, he's too old to play that part. I mean,
I believe he was about 50.
And how do you make him look younger? But they did.
They definitely did. Puckett chops one back to Smith. He ranges over to his right. The off-balance throw to first gets Puckett in stride by about a half a step. And there's 2 away here in the bottom of the 7th inning. Nice play by Smith to jump off the mound as quickly as he did and throw over to Strebe right on target.
Yeah, he was spry. He had to bounce off quickly and then turn quickly. And more often than not, the throw is not as accurate as Eric's was on that throw to first base. So 2 out, nobody on. Ducks have this seemingly insurmountable lead, but you never know. Leading by 6, Ducks wouldn't mind adding a few.
And Long Island has definitely been on the other end. First pitch, tailing fastball right over the middle from Smith to John Griffin. Has his average up to 286 now. Prior to the Ducks' last road trip, at the start of the trip, went into the 2 series with a 225 average. Has now raised that number, of course, 61 points up to 286. So an incredible string of hitting here from John Griffin has really, really turned it around and helped this Ducks team capture some victories. Foul ball back to the net, makes it an 0-2 count here. Griffin takes now a fastball up and away for the first ball. 1-2, 2 out here. Smith, a lot like Brownell, working very quickly, right-handed pitcher. Smith kicks and deals the 1-2. Griffin swings and misses into the glove of Jose Heel, and it's a 1-2-3 inning once again for Eric Smith. So, score still 7-1 in favor of Long Island. We're through 7. We go to the top of the 8th. The Camden Riversharks coming up to bat here from Central Islip.
Hey fans, this is first baseman John Griffin, and you're listening to Ducks Baseball on Long Island's home for news, traffic, and weather. 1039 LI News Radio.
Few places on earth offer the charm and excitement of Fire Island. At Fire Island Ferries, located conveniently at 99 Maple Avenue in Bay Shore, they offer convenient travel to Fire Island 7 days a week. Fire Island is quickly becoming a top destination for families of all ages. Experience the informal, carefree communities, the dazzling night scene, enjoy fine dining, or climb to the top of one of the tallest lighthouses in the United States. But there's only one way to get there, by calling Fire Island Ferries at 631-665-3600 today. For fare and scheduling information, please visit fireislandferries.com.
Hey Ducks fans, stay up to date with Long Island's hometown team by visiting Quack of the Bat, the official blog of the Long Island Ducks. Quack of the Bat will bring Ducks fans beyond the headlines with in-depth feature articles, breaking news stories, game previews, post-game wrap-ups, and so much more. Interact with the team during the entire season through quotes directly from the players and coaches, as well as exclusive video clips and photos. Check out the blog today at quackofthebat.wordpress.com. Quack of the Bat, the official blog of the Long Island Ducks.
Back at Bethpage Ballpark, 7-1 is your score in favor of the Long Island Ducks. They're on top of the Camden Riversharks as we go to the top of the 8th inning. Well, hey Ducks fans, you can chill out with a cold cup of Hampton Coffee, company gourmet iced coffee available at the concession stands at Bethpage Ballpark. Hampton Coffee is the preferred coffee of the Long Island Ducks. Visit HamptonCoffeeCompany.com or visit their cafes in the Hamptons. So I will throw things back over to my broadcast partner this evening as John Brownell starts out with a strike to Carlos Guzman. David Weiss, David, take it away for the final 2 innings here.
Thank you so much, Chris Buckley. 0-1 the count to Guzman, who is 0 for 2. He has struck out twice, and he bunts one, swinging bunt, if you will, that lands in front of left fielder Delta Cleary Jr. So, little poke into left field for Carlos Guzman. He has his first hit of the game. In fact, only the Sharks' second hit of the game and first since the leadoff home run from Brandon Chavez way back in the top of the first inning. So, retiring nearly everybody he faced, just one walk along the way, and 10 strikeouts for John Brownell. Carlos Guzman poking one into left field for a leadoff single. And it brings up catcher Jose Heel with one on, nobody out. And the Ducks leading 7-1 here in the top of inning number 8.
So John now with 97 pitches so far in the game. We'll see how this inning plays out for him. I'm sure there's someone warming up down in the Ducks bullpen. Kevin Baez has to have someone up there, has to have an arm going, ready to replace Brownell should things get a little bit hairy here.
And first pitch high and tight, up and in to Jose Heel, who turns away from it, nearly hit him. 1 ball and no strikes. Kevin Baez on Media Day just about a month ago, back on April 18th, was talking about Brownell. He said it's more than pitch count with John. I use the eye test. I see how he's doing. I see where the pitches are. Is he still in command? That's what Kevin says about his workhorse, John Brownell. 1-0 pitch on the way is in there for a strike, inside corner. 1-1 to Heel, who has struck out and walked. The only walk issued in the game by John Brownell came in the 5th inning. But no damage done. In fact, just one pitch caused damage. That was the leadoff homer from Chavez, as we've mentioned. 1-1 pitch, big overhand slider. Fouled to the left of the Camden Riversharks dugout, back into the stands. 1 ball and 2 strikes to Heel. Ducks leading at 7-1 on just a gorgeous night for baseball. Memorial Day weekend 2015 has arrived. Pitch on the way, curveball, call, strike 3. Another beautiful pitch from John Brownell. 11 strikeouts now. This is the first time in Brownell's Duck career that he has gone double digits in strikeouts in a regular season game. You got to go back to game 1 of the Liberty Division playoffs in 2012, the year the Ducks won it all, when Brownell struck out 12. That is his all-time high as a Duck, and he's 1 strikeout away from that.
Just a true indicator of how sterling of a performance this has been from John Brownell.
First pitch on the way. There's that Popin' fastball. Catches the inside corner for a strike on Norberto Susini, who has flied out and bounced to second. He is 0 for 2.
His control has been pinpoint. His pitches have been exactly where they need to be. He's mixed up his speeds.
And for only the second time in the game, he's pitching from the stretch, and he gets another fastball in the inside corner. Deja 2, 0-2 to Susini.
Just really in the zone John is right now. Once he gets on a roll, it's very hard to get him to stop.
Absolutely. 0-2 pitch on the way. Big overhand curve is low. Blocked nicely behind the plate by Jose Morales, keeping in front of him. 1 ball and 2 strikes to Susini. Guzman led off with that single to left. He's at first. Heel struck out, so 1 down, 1 on. Ducks lead by a half dozen. Brownell coming set. And the 1-2 to Susini with the rubber taking off, and that is foul just to our left. Back into the second section. And the count remains 1-2. How about that? Trailing by 6, putting the runner in motion on a hit and run. Skipper Chris Widger trying to mix it up a bit, trying to get his team going.
Exactly, just trying to mix it up a bit, trying to put something different, make the Ducks stay on their toes. Doesn't work in that case.
Susini batting for the left side against the righty Brownell. 1-2 pitch is low. Once again, that was in the dirt. And the count evens now at 2 balls and 2 strikes. 7 runs, 9 hits for the Ducks. 1 run, just 2 hits for the Riversharks. Ducks looking for their 5th consecutive win overall. Coming set, Brownell. innings. A long look in, the 2-2 pitch. Outside corner, strike 3. And Brownell has tied an all-time Long Island Duck high personally with his 12th strikeout. So he has equaled the dozen strikeouts he accomplished in Game 1 of the Liberty Division playoffs back in 2012. What a performance by John Brownell. Again, it's a strikeout looking. An even dozen with Michael Rocket at the plate. And there's a bounding ball, big hop for Dan Lyons. Underhand toss to Luigi Corona at second base. The force play goes 6-4. So the leadoff single, nothing doing there. No damage done whatsoever. In the 8th inning for the Camden Riversharks, no runs, a hit. One man left at the end of 7.5. We go to the bottom of the 8th, and the score remains. The Ducks 7, the Sharks 1.
Hey fans, this is Reggie Corona and you're listening to Ducks Baseball on Long Island Home for News, Traffic and Weather, 1039 LI New Radio.
Beautify your patio, walkway, driveway, or pool surround with Nicoloc paving stones and walls. Nicoloc's specially formulated paver shield offers extra surface wear protection and color enhancement throughout the thickness of the paver. Paver shield guarantees that your pavers will look great for years to come. Bring home the elegance with Nicoloc. Visit the Nicoloc Design Center, Sunrise Highway, Lindenhurst, or Nicoloc.com.
Let Nicoloc Pavers pave your way.
Hey Ducks fans, do you want all the latest inside info on your 3-time Atlantic League champion Long Island Ducks? Then follow Ducks President and General Manager Michael Pfaff on Twitter at twitter.com/LIDucksGM. You'll find out first, right here, about player transactions, special stories, and so much more. You'll also be able to interact with Michael directly and get his take on all things Ducks baseball. Head to twitter.com/LIDucksGM today and make sure to follow along throughout the entire season. Ducks baseball, good times every time.
Back here at Bethpage Ballpark, we go to the bottom of the 8th inning. Ducks coming up to bat. A pitching change to tell you about in a moment, but first, quickly, an out-of-town score update for the rest of the Atlantic League. Top of the 8th from Santander Stadium. It's still Somerset 3, York 1. Obviously 7-1 here. Ducks and visiting Camden Riversharks. Top of the 5th from the ballpark at Harbor Yard. Sugarland gets on top, 1-0 on top of the Bluefish. And it's Southern Maryland on top at home, 5-3. They lead the Lancaster Barnstormers bottom of the 5th inning from Regency Furniture Stadium. And the new pitcher for Camden is going to be number 26. It's Zach Braddock. We'll give you the numbers on Braddock so far this season for Camden. 1-1 with a 5.40 ERA. Has appeared in 8 games. All of them have been relief appearances. 6 hits in 6 2/3 innings of work. 4 runs, all of them earned. Has walked 3 in those 6 2/3. 1 intentional walk, 6 strikeouts to his name so far.
Lou Ford will lead off here, bottom of the 8th against Zach Braddock. Or make that Prentice Redmond, rather. Prentice Redmond at the plate. The DH for the Long Island Ducks, who is 0 for 2 with a walk and a run scored. Redmond takes outside for a ball. 1 ball, no strikes to Redmond. Batting for the right side against the lefty, Zach Braddock. Pitching from the stretch, as many relievers do. The 1-0 pitch, catching the outside corner. For a strike, it's 1-1. The Ducks leading at 7-1, bottom of inning number 8. Ducks have won 4 in a row, making to look at 5 in this opener of a 4-game series against the Camden Riversharks on Memorial Day weekend. 1-1 count to Redmond. Braddock's pitch on the way. Good curveball. Lands on inside corner. And 1 ball and 2 strikes to Redmond.
Unofficial final line for reliever Eric Smith. Did a great job. 1 hit in 3 innings. Really stymied the Ducks offense. No runs, no walks, 1 strikeout. So a very clean 3 innings for the righty Eric Smith against this Ducks offense.
Braddock's pitch to Redmond. He pokes it foul down the right field line. Just makes it into the stands. About 3 rows deep. And the count remains 1-2. It's Redmond, Jose Morales, and then Delta Cleary Jr., numbers 6, 7, and 8 in the Ducks order here in the bottom of the 8th. And we'll see if Brownell comes out for the 9th inning, or if the Ducks go to their closer. First things first, 1-2 pitch on the way to Redmond. Again, he fouls it, and again, it's to our right. And we can't see it, but apparently a very nice catch made in the stands. I could see team president and GM Michael Pfaff running down with a contract to whoever is there in the stands who made that great grab.
A young boy with a Yankee t-shirt on.
There you go.
On the concourse right behind home plate, getting the deflection off the luxury suite level here at Bethpage Ballpark.
Getting it on the rebound. 1-2 pitch on the way, and again it's fouled out of play to the right side. And the count remains 1 ball and 2 strikes.
And a quick update in the world of sports. Rangers on top of the Tampa Bay Lightning. 2:42 left in the first. They lead 1-0.
Oh, there you go.
Yankees strike for 4 runs now. Going to the bottom of the 5th, it's 7-4 Rangers. And the Mets still in trouble in Pittsburgh. Bases loaded, 3-1. The Pirates still on top, just 1 out. So Noah Syndergaard in a bit of trouble there from PNC Park. Bottom of the 6th, not exactly sure if he's still in that contest, but he was the one that got the start, the one they call Thor.
1-2 pitch, and that is high and tight, 2-2. And after that great start at Citi Field,
right,
all 3 papers, Daily News, New York Post, Newsday, Backpage, all had the same headline, Sin City, as in Syndergaard, C-I-T-I.
Right.
All 3 papers with the same Backpage headline.
It's clever, but you think they'd mix it up a little bit.
I think so. And it's now 3-2, pitch outside. I thought somebody would have gone with something Thor-oriented, since that's his nickname, or go with the Noah thing. I would have put Noah Reigns and spell it R-E-I-G-N-S.
Right.
But nobody went with that. They went with Sin City. No cleverness anywhere.
Easy way out.
Count full, Apprentice Redmond. Pitch on the way, and there's a broken bat, blue base hit center field. You can hear that bat breaking from here. And they'll toss that into the lumber pile, and Redmond with his first base hit of the evening. He's now 1 for 3 with that walk and run scored. So the Ducks get the leadoff man aboard. Jose Morales coming to the plate. Ducks looking to add to their lead of 7-1.
Well, Camden will have the top of the order going in the 9th inning. It'll be their last chance to try to tie this one up against a 6-run deficit here they're looking up at. It'll be Chavez, Crawford, and Strebe to go for them in the top of the 9th.
Coming set, Braddock. Pitch on the way, fastball missing outside. Nope, caught the outside corner. Home plate umpire David Speranza has had a generous strike zone here tonight, left to right.
Definitely a pitcher's umpire, that's for sure.
No doubt. Anything near the plate has been calling a strike. Much more so east to west rather than north to south. 0-1 the count to Morales. Was 1 for 3 with that 2-run single back in the 2nd inning. Next pitch is way high and away. 1-1. Morales, base hit, turned a 1-0 deficit into a 2-1 lead. As the saying goes, the Ducks were never headed. They scored 4 more in the 3rd inning. Another one in the 4th. And that brings us to where we are now, 7-1 in the bottom of the 8th inning. 1 on, nobody out. 1-1 pitch, fisted in the hole, taken by the shortstop Brandon Chavez over to second in time. Cecchini gets run into by Prentice Redmond at second, breaking up any potential double play. So Morales with yet another force play, a fielder's choice that goes 6-4. And Morales now replacing Prentice Redmond at first base. So now 1 on, 1 out. Delta Cleary Jr. coming up.
And it was a nice backhanded play by Chavez. He ranges over in the hole and was definitely helping Camden that Prentice Redmond was the runner aboard at first, not exactly the fastest player in the world. And they get him easily at second with a lot of time, considering how slowly that ball was hit in the hole.
Morales at first, not being held on by first baseman Ryan Strebe. And the first pitch is a strike to Delta Cleary Jr., 0-1. Cleary Jr., 1 for 2 tonight. He sacrificed in the 2nd. He was punting for a base hit, but got the job done as a sacrifice. Also singled to left center field, and he lined hard. A great play by Ryan Strebe at first, robbing Cleary Jr. of at least a single, possibly a double down the right field line. And another strike that the fans expressing a little disdain with. Raised eyebrows all over the place. Another generous strike from the home plate umpire, and it's 0-2 to Delta Cleary Jr. at the plate. Batting from the right side against the lefty, Zach Braddock, third pitcher being used tonight by the Camden Riversharks. 0-2 pitch, just missing inside. That was one of those situations where catcher Jose Heel was setting up outside, pitch came inside. Sometimes you won't get that called strike even if it's over the plate.
Even after we just commented that Speranza has really been helping the pitchers out, he does not help out Braddock on that one.
We'll see what happens here. The count 1-2 now to Delta Cleary Jr. Morales off first base with one down. 1-2 pitch, foul straight back to the netting. Cleary Jr. with a good cut. Kind of reminds me a bit of Gary Sheffield. Spent some of those years with the New York Yankees, of course. Sheffield was up there always slashing.
Just with the ferocity with which he swings.
Yep, he would wave that bat before the pitch even came in. Very hyperactive at the plate and always seemed to hit everything hard. And that's Delta Cleary Jr. as well. Hits everything with authority. Coming set, Braddock, 1-2 pitch on the way just inside. Count even now at 2 balls and 2 strikes.
John Brownell right now for the Ducks, 109 pitches. 66 of the 109 are strikes. We'll see if Kevin Baez elects to go back out there with him.
But would he go to Kosmal? Would he go to his closer?
In a 7-1 game, I would assume that he probably wouldn't with a doubleheader tomorrow.
Exactly. Go to somebody else in the bullpen if you have to take John out.
Right.
And a curveball is slapped down the right field line by Delta Cleary Jr. out of play, so the count remains at 2-2. Only if things got dicey would you see the closer Kosmal come in.
Right. And there's, again, with the doubleheader, you're going to have basically pitchers by committee in the first game, 7 innings. Expected to go in the second game for Long Island tomorrow is Ian Marshall.
And the pitch, little number, swinging bunt out in front of the mound, taken by Braddock. His throw is wide, so everybody is safe. We'll see how it's scored, but the result, 2 men on, 1 out. Delta Cleary Jr. is aboard.
Have to assume that's going to be an E1.
Would have been a tough play anyway with Cleary Jr. streaking down to first base. That could go either way. Let's see how it's scored. So far, the official score, not sure, but it does go down as an E1. You're absolutely right, Chris. So Jose Morales now down at second base. Delta Cleary Jr. at first. And we've got a meeting between the battery mates, Jose Heel, the catcher, and Zach Braddock. And Dan Lyons, number 9 man in the order for the Long Island Ducks, up with 2 men on, only 1 man out. And the Ducks trying to pad that 6-run lead just a bit, make it even more comfortable going to the top of the 9th. So Lyons batting from the right side. He is 0 for 3. Did reach on a fielder's choice back in the 4th inning. But looking for his first hit of the game, the Ducks have 10 overall. Pitch to Dan. Good curveball from Braddock. Catches the middle of the plate, 0-1.
Again, in yesterday's 6-1 win in York, it was just Billy Buckner and Mickey Janis. Just 2 guys to go the full 9. So the bullpen should be relatively well rested, but again, with the doubleheader tomorrow and then another game Sunday, Kevin Baez definitely wants to keep his arms as fresh as possible.
Inside portion of the plate, fastball from Braddock for a strike, 0-2. That's a very good point with that doubleheader tomorrow. That can wreak havoc with any pitching staff. So Kevin Baez be looking to mix and match and conserve.
And things really could not have worked out any better for Long Island. You get 2 guys yesterday, Brownell pitching and Jem today. We probably will see him again out for the complete game in the 9th.
0-2 pitch just missing outside, 1-2. And you know that if you're going to ask John Brownell what
he's going back out there.
He does not want to come out.
109 pitches, again, that's pretty high. But with the efficiency that he's been pitching with, should not be that difficult to try. Again, it's the top of the lineup, but at the same time, you have to expect Brownell to go out there and try to get things done.
He has shown no signs of fatigue or that he's laboring at all as Lyons hits it out of play to the right. And the count remains 1-2. Starting time of this game was 6:39. It is not yet 9 o'clock. Gotta love these 6:35, 6:40 starts.
Well, it certainly helps when John Brownell pitches, doesn't it?
He pitches like he's the proverbial pitcher who pitches like he's double parked. In a rush. As Lyons golfs it to right field. Wind is assisting. It's short of the warning track, though. Carlos Guzman makes the catch. Runners hold on, now 2 down.
Jose Morales not even thinking about running from second to third. He is not very fast. Basically was just staring at Carlos Guzman in right field, waiting for the ball to be thrown back in.
And this brings up native Long Islander Brian Sabatella. Sabatella was 1 for 5 with a run batted in the victory over York yesterday, 6-1. The Ducks' 4th consecutive victory. Ducks trying to make it 5 in a row here. And seem to have things well at hand here at a 7-1 lead, bottom of the 8th. 2 runners on, now 2 out. Sabatella, a good night. He is 2 for 3 with a single, a double, 2 runs scored, and a walk. As he saws one off and lines it into the stands to the right, 0-1. Even the time he was retired, he hit a line drive to shortstop. Sabatella is really locked in right now.
The double, the single, another stolen base, league leading 11th.
Yep, left that out of the equation. He's done a little bit of everything here tonight.
Really has. It seems like his best play has come right here in front of the hometown crowd at Bethpage Ballpark, in front of his friends and family, really taking advantage of that.
0-1 pitch on the way is off the plate. And outside, 1-1. Ducks getting this 4-game series against the Camden Riversharks started off very well. They have been sharp in every category here tonight, every facet of the game. Coming set, Braddock, the 1-1 pitch on the way, and then is hit hard right field. Carlos Guzman is going back. It's going to be over his head and up against the wall. Streaking around to third base is Jose Morales. He's going to be waved in, and he scores on the play. The Ducks have 8 runs. 2-run score. 9-1 Ducks on a 2-run double off the right field wall from Brian Sabatella.
Yet another ball to right field, David, carried all the way nearly out of Bethpage Ballpark by that wind blowing towards right field. Absolutely crushed by Sabatella. That should have been over the head of Guzman regardless, but the fact that it almost went out of the stadium is incredible. Or excuse me, not out of the stadium, over the wall, I should say, over the Astoria Bank sign over in right field. That is just incredible. The wind really lifting that one.
Jose Morales and Delta Cleary Jr. both scoring on that 2-out, 2-run double from Brian Sabatella, his 3rd hit of the game. He has knocked in 2, scored twice. He has a couple of doubles, a stolen base, a walk. If not for Brownell, you would think Sabatella would be in the running for player of the game. You've got quite a number of choices here tonight. Reggie Corona at the plate. Count of 1-0. Sabatella in scoring position. Ducks have scored twice here in the 8th, have made it 9-1 now. Pitch inside from Braddock. It's now 2 balls, no strikes. Corona has hit into a fielder's choice, lined out. Another fielder's choice, and has bounced out. So he is 0 for 4 looking for his first hit. Ducks have 11 hits in the game, have scored 9. A total thrashing of the Riversharks here tonight. Riversharks have just 1 run and 2 hits against John Brownell. Next pitch, upstairs, 3 balls and no strikes to Corona.
And both of those runs unearned, actually, off of Braddock. Had that error where he had the ball trying to field it off the mound, was not able to get a hand on it.
And that gave the Ducks an extra out.
Right.
So you are right, 2 runs unearned. Next pitch, right down Carlton Avenue for a strike against Corona. 3 balls and a strike. Ever dangerous Lou Ford is waiting on deck. Ducks exploding for 9 runs here tonight. Turning the Riversharks toothless. 3-1 pitch. Inside corner for a strike, 3-2.
Rigi did not like the call. Pacing around both batters' boxes, trying to get an explanation from Speranza.
Say, after what the Ducks have done to the Riversharks here tonight, to paraphrase Quint from Jaws, you're going to need a bigger bat. One of my favorites. And this one skips away from catcher Jose Heel. And Ryan Sabatella takes a nice little jog down to third base, advancing after that wild pitch. So Sabatella now 90 feet away from the Ducks' 10th run. And we'll have a meeting on the mound. as Regi Corona walks. And Lou Ford is coming up. We've got a major summit meeting on the mound here as the Ducks have placed runners on the corners. So Corona walks, that is a Municipal Credit Union walk with a purpose. Every time a Ducks batter walks, Quackerjack Foundation wins. But with the ball skipping away and Sabatella advancing to third, it does go down as a wild pitch, plus the walk. Everything coming apart for the Riversharks here in the bottom of the eighth, if it wasn't bad enough already. And Lou Ford, your reigning Player of the Year for 2014, who has been so hot, now comes up. Ford is 1 for 3 with a walk in this game and a run scored, along with his 30th run batted in.
He is definitely the last guy you want to see at the plate right now. To try to overcome 8 runs in an inning is certainly difficult enough, but with Lou Ford at the plate, he certainly has the power to make it a lot more than that.
So Sabatella leading off third. Regi Corona leading off first. Runners on the corners, 2 down. Zach Braddock, kind of a sacrificial lamb in there, who will stay in and pitch to the Long Island Ducks. Try to just get the Ducks out of there in the 8th so Camden can come back up in the 9th. Ford takes a strike, 0-1. Fielder's choice, a walk, singled in a run, and bounced out. There was a run scored as well. So as we said, 1 for 3 with a walk to Lou Ford, who came into the game batting well over .350. Next pitch, fastball inside corner. That generous strike once again from the home plate umpire. It is 0-2 to Lou. Yep, coming into the game, Lou Ford tied for third in the league in hitting with his teammate Regi Corona, both at .356 coming in. He's dropped just a few points since. Coming set, Braddock. Runners take their leads. The 0-2 pitch, just missing outside corner. Count now 1-2 to Lou.
So again, tomorrow in game 1, 105 start, a 7-inning contest. The Ducks starter to be announced. We will try to find out from Kevin Baez if it's going to be a mixed bag of pitchers or one sole starter. Probably going to be a mixed bag, and then right-hander Zachary Clark for the Riversharks.
1-2 pitch, and Ford with a big home run cut, fouls it left side. Count remains 1-2.
And then in game 2 of the Twin Bill, right-hander Ian Marshall, 2-0 with a 2.57 ERA for Long Island will go against lefty Ryan Kulik, 3-1 with a 3.9 ERA in the night game.
1-2 to Lou Ford with 2 outs, 2 on. Ducks leading 9-1, bottom of the 8th. Zach Braddock, the lefty, comes set. Pitch on the way to Lou, and that is smashed left field. It's going to be slicing away from Stephen Bull and in front of him and gets by him. Coming on in is Sabatella. He scores easily. Regi Corona stops at third base. It's a run-scoring double for Lou Ford, RBI number 31, and the Ducks have gone double digits, leading it 10-1.
Lou Ford just an unstoppable force with the bat right now. 2 more RBIs tonight. Another double. The extra base hits for him this season just absolutely incredible. Among the league leaders, he was leading the league coming in extra base hits. So right now with that one, he was tied for first with Eric Patterson. He now has 16, so depending on what Patterson has done for York tonight, he should be the league leader in the Atlantic League with 16 extra base hits. Lou Ford continues to rake.
So Ford is at second base. Regi Corona's at third. Cody Puckett is at the plate. He is 2 for 4 with an RBI and a run scored. 0-1 the count. Braddock pitching from the full windup. 0-1 pitch is smashed down the left field line but foul. Man, and hit the top of the tent behind the patio section and bounding away from there. Cody Puckett all over that fastball from Zach Braddock, but just out in front.
Cody Puckett has shown some tremendous power this season. Has 4 home runs right now, tied for second on the team with Lou.
Next pitch, fouled away, right side. A screamer into the stands. And the count now 0-2 to Cody Puckett with 2 down, 2 on. 3 runs in here in the bottom of the 8th. Ducks leading the Riversharks in a blowout. It's 10-1.
I still don't think I've seen as much power from anyone else as I've seen from John Griffin, who's on deck.
Next pitch, fastball, and skipping away from it is Cody Puckett. And the count now 1-2. Well, Griffin going the other way and hitting a long home run to right field.
So much air under that one. And I think back to the last homestand against Lancaster, or against Bridgeport, excuse me. Last week hit a pair of home runs in one game, a moonshot off of one of the pillars out in left field.
As Puckett bounces one foul to the left side. Just staying alive, emergency swing. The count remains 1-2.
Hit it right under that green flag in left field to the left of the scoreboard, and then hit another one off the ribbon board at the bottom of the scoreboard above the Hofstra University sign that broke some lights. Both of those came in the same game.
Kind of a natural shot, breaking
exactly.
some light. Next pitch is skied by Puckett. Oh, he had the pitch he liked, but got under it. And on the outfield grass, the second baseman Norberto Susini makes the catch. Puckett retired, and so are the Ducks. However, before they are retired, they score 3 more runs on 3 more hits. Couple of doubles. There was a walk in there and a couple of men left. At the end of 8 innings here at Bethpage Ballpark, the score now, the Ducks 10, the Riversharks 1.
Hey fans, this is relief pitcher Bruce Kern, and you're listening to Ducks Baseball on Long Island's Home for News, Traffic, and Weather, 1039 LI News Radio.
Thinking about buying or refinancing a home? Start by attending a free MCU home buying seminar. Then speak with one of our loan specialists who will guide you through the loan process. With an affordable mortgage from Municipal Credit Union, Home Sweet Home will be a little sweeter. Call 212-238-3521 or visit nymcu.org to apply for your mortgage today. Municipal Credit Union. Strong, trusted, growing. Municipal Credit Union is an equal housing opportunity lender.
Enjoy the ultimate VIP fan experience at Bethpage Ballpark this season by taking in a Ducks game from the brand new Trout Town Fan Can. Presented by Roscoe Beer Company, the Fan Can is available for rental at all Ducks home games. It features 12 Dream Seat theater-style padded seats, beverage holders, an air-conditioned atmosphere, and an incredible view of the game. Packages are now available with food and beverage included. To reserve your Fan Can outing today, call the Ducks Group Sales Department at 631-940-3825. The Trout Town Fan Can at Bethpage Ballpark. Your VIP experience has arrived.
Back at Bethpage Ballpark, we go to the top of the 9th inning. John Brownell's night is done. We will get you his final line in a few moments. Frank DiGiulio Jr. in to try to close this one out. 10-1 is the score right now. We'll get you his numbers as well. But first, baseball fans, the Long Island Ducks mobile app, powered by Clear Vision Apps, has officially arrived. Buy tickets and stay up to date on Long Island's hometown team right on your mobile device. Download the app today for free by visiting the App Store on your Apple-powered device or Google Play on your Android-powered device.
As far as Frank DiGiulio Jr., appearing in his 11th game of the season, 7 2/3 innings pitched. He's given up 8 hits, 3 earned runs, has struck out 4, walked 5. Record of 0-1, an ERA of just over 3.5. And how about this impressive line, unofficially for John Brownell, although he made it so easy this is going to be official. 8 innings pitched, 2 hits, 1 run. It was earned. It was the leadoff home run from Brandon Chavez at the top of the first. 1 walk, struck out, a Duck record-tying 12, his own personal high for strikeouts in a game, accomplished in Game 1 of the Liberty Division playoffs back in 2012, and even doesn't. 12 strikeouts for John Brownell, tying a personal high as a Long Island Duck. What a performance, start to finish.
Absolutely outstanding, and when you saw Brandon Chavez, who's actually going to lead this top of the 9th off here for Camden, really socked that ball over the right field wall off of Brownell, you were a bit scared, honestly, to start the game. You thought it was going to be a bit of a bumpy start, and you didn't know how long he was going to last. Well, boy, we're reassuring for some performance from John Brownell.
Talk about settling down, huh?
Exactly. Certainly rebounding.
Chavez at the plate. His home run on the top of the first seems like 3 days ago.
It does.
0-1 the count. Good fastball from DiGiulio Jr. on the mound, pitching from the stretch. The right-hander entering the game here in the top of inning number 9 to close it out. Chavez 1 for 3 with that home run. Was also struck out twice. Ground ball right side, taken by first baseman John Griffin. No problems, takes it himself, 1 down. Unassisted put out for John Griffin. Good crowd here tonight that we sure will grow as the days go on for Memorial Day weekend with the day-night doubleheader tomorrow and the Sunday afternoon special as well. 4,783 the attendance tonight here at Bethpage Ballpark. Coming set to Julio Jr., Evan Crawford, a former Long Island Duck, started the season with the Ducks, now a Camden Rivershark, and he takes a fastball outside.
And just to repeat, Brownell's now official line. 8 innings pitched, as you said. 2 hits, 1 run, the 1 earned run on the Chavez home run, 1 walk, 12 Ks, 109 pitches, 66 strikes.
How about that? 109 pitches, but he made it look so easy.
Really did.
Effortless.
Didn't even seem like he threw that many pitches.
No, didn't break a sweat tonight. Crawford is 0 for 3, is lined out. Great play at second base by Regi Corona. Robbed of a hit there and became the 10th strikeout victim for John Brownell in the 6th inning. So as we said, 0 for 3 as he ducks out of the way of a fastball that went over his head. And the count now 2-1 to Evan Crawford.
DeJulio last appeared a couple days ago in New York in that 11-9 thriller, the come-from-behind win, as he deals low in the dirt there. Just a third of an inning. There was a slew of Ducks pitchers, a lot of arms coming out of that bullpen as part of that 11-9 victory, coming from behind. 7 runs, they come back and win. Very emotional win for the Ducks. He's in his first season, was actually a spring training invitee. Spent 2 seasons in the Angels organization previously in his professional career.
Lives in Ocala, Florida, so he is looking forward to the weather warming up. Beautiful evening, but great weather predicted for the rest of Memorial Day weekend. The count now full at 3-2 on Evan Crawford. Another former Duck, Ryan Strebe, waiting on deck. Ducks looking to end it here, leading by plenty. A 10-1 lead, top of the 9th. Coming set, and the pitch is skied to center field. It's short center. Lou Ford is coming on and makes the grab just in front of second baseman Regi Corona. So 2 up, 2 down, and it's up to Ryan Strebe. There's no such thing as a 9-run homer, so Strebe will just be looking to get on and extend it any way possible.
Number 33, Ryan Strebe, number 33.
Strebe, we're ready with 2 strikeouts, thanks to John Brownell.
Strebe is also popped out, 0 for 3. His second season with the Riversharks, after helping lead the Long Island Ducks to the 2013 Atlantic League Championship. First pitch from DeJulio Jr. is wide with a fastball. 1 ball and no strikes. Ducks on the precipice of winning their 5th straight. 1-0 pitch on the way to Strebe, and he strokes it to the gap, left center field. It is taken on a couple of bounces by Delta Cleary Jr. Strebe not chancing it and holds on at first base. So a 2-out single for the Camden Riversharks and Ryan Strebe. Only their 3rd hit of the game. That leadoff homer for Brandon Chavez. A single from Carlos Guzman in the 8th, and now this 2-out single in the 9th from Ryan Strebe, and that has been it offensively. As Stephen Bull is at the plate, hitting where Mike Costanzo hit previously. And Bull takes a look at a fastball that nips the outside corner, 0-1. Riversharks made some changes with Stephen Bull coming into the game and playing left field a few innings back. Batting from the left side against the right-hander, DeJulio Jr. The pitch, a swing and a miss. Swinging through a rising fastball that had plenty of smoke. It is now 0-2 as the Ducks, with their thunder sticks given out tonight, will get to their feet and look for a punch out here to end it. Coming set, DeJulio Jr. Pitch to Stephen Bull, just outside. 1 ball and 2 strikes.
Somerset still on top of York, 5-1 in Pennsylvania, bottom of the 9th. So it looks like Somerset going to get their 19th win of the season.
And it means the Ducks won't be gaining any ground and will remain 4 games back. Coming set to Julio Jr. 1-2 pitch on the way. Call strike 3. That's it. A strikeout to end it. Ducks win. Ducks win. Ducks win. Dominant fashion for the Long Island Ducks. A 10-1 win over the Camden Riversharks behind the starting pitching of John Brownell and power hitting up and down the Ducks lineup. This one in the bank for the Long Island Ducks, and tonight they really did make it look easy.
They absolutely did, David. John Brownell with absolutely his best outing of the season so far. Out on the mound, once again, 8 innings, 2 hits, 1 run. It was earned, that Chavez home run. 12 strikeouts, just 1 walk, ties his career high in a Ducks uniform. Just an absolutely stellar performance from number 7, and he really lifts his team to this 9-run victory. A great start to the 4-game slate here at Bethpage Ballpark this weekend.
That's why they call him the horse for the Long Island Ducks. We always mentioned that you knew early with John Brownell if he was going to have his stuff. First batter hit a home run over the right field wall. It was wind assisted with a stiff breeze blowing that way. But Brownell righted the ship and was absolutely fantastic here tonight. Once again, Ducks have beaten the Camden Riversharks in the opener of this 4-game series at Bethpage Ballpark by the final score of 10-1, winning their 5th in a row overall. We will take a break right now, and when we return, we will have a recap of the Ducks' 10-1 win over Camden coming up on the post-game show.
Hey fans, this is Kevin Byers, manager of the Long Island Ducks, and you're listening to Ducks Baseball on Long Island's home for news, traffic, and weather, 103.9 LI News Radio.
The results are in. Thousands of PSEG Long Island customers participated in our energy efficiency programs, saving nearly $35 million. Being energy efficient helps our environment too. Together, we've eliminated 21,000 cars worth of emissions in 2014. Thank you, Long Island. We're all making a difference. Discover how we're improving every day to bring you better service at www.pseglyny.com/efficiency.
Baseball fans, the Long Island Ducks mobile app has officially arrived. Powered by ClearVision Apps, it's your one-stop shop for all things Ducks baseball. Buy tickets straight from your mobile device. Receive game status updates with push notifications. Check out up-to-the-minute news and scores and interact with the Ducks on social media. Best of all, it's free. Download the Ducks mobile app today by visiting the App Store on your Apple-powered device or Google Play on your Android-powered device. The Long Island Ducks mobile app, with you wherever you flock to.
Back at Bethpage Ballpark, David Wise, Chris Buckley, Long Island Ducks 10. Camden Riversharks 1. This one from start to finish was in the Ducks' pocket with John Brownell on the mound, although it started in a bumpy way, Chris, but things certainly did turn out in the Ducks' favor after that first batter of the game.
It really did. Brandon Chavez gets things going. One of the first couple pitches of the entire game drives a ball to deep right field, over the wall, above the Astoria Bank sign, and quickly it was 1-0 in favor of Camden, and it certainly seemed like things were not going to be easy for John Brownell. We'll get back to him in a moment, but we go to the second inning. The Long Island Ducks get on the board first, a walk from John Griffin, a walk to Prentice Redmond, a wild pitch, the runners advance, and then a 2 RBI chopper single up the middle into center field for Jose Morales, made it a 2-0 game. Again, in the next inning, in the third, the Ducks plate 4 runs, a stolen base from Brian Sabatella, a double from him, and then an intentional walk to Lou Ford. Cody Puckett has an RBI single, and John Griffin with the absolute mammoth home run to right field. The 3-run homer made it 6-0 in favor of Long Island at that point. Another run in the fourth. Sabatella scores. There was a single there. It was an RBI single from Lou Ford. It was his 30th RBI of the season. And then by that point, John Brownell had really just settled in, was in a groove, retiring batter after batter, and just really mowing down every single Riversharks batter. And David, you made a very good point in the middle of the broadcast. It seemed like every time a Camden batter was getting up to the plate, they were already behind by a strike or two. That's exactly the way it seemed. He was making it look very, very easy, and it certainly seemed like Camden was not going to stand a chance, and that's exactly what ended up happening. The Ducks were able to plate 3 more in the 8th inning. 2 RBIs for Brian Sabatella on a double, another RBI on a double from Lou Ford. Reaching on an error was Delta Cleary Jr. Jose Morales scored. Cleary Jr. scored, and by the end of the game, lo and behold, it was a 10-1 victory in favor of the Long Island Ducks. We said it before, John Brownell's numbers, his line, 8 innings, 2 hits, 1 run. It was earned on that leadoff homer, 1 walk, and 12 strikeouts. Frank DiGiulio Jr. comes in and settles things down with the 1 hit he allows to Strebe. But other than that, that was all he was going to allow. The 1 hit, a clean inning otherwise, and right away in this series, the Long Island Ducks out to a quick W. They are now 15-12 on the season. They should be pulling ahead of the Bridgeport Bluefish. They were losing in their contest at home up at the ballpark at Harbor Yard to the Sugarland Skeeters. It's the top of the 7th there right now. The Skeeters still on top, 2-0 there. So should Bridgeport lose, Long Island, obviously, the Flock, they get their W. They go to 15-12. The Bridgeport Bluefish would go to 14-13. The Camden Riversharks, with their loss, they go to 14-14. They are now at the bottom of the Liberty Division with that record through 28 games. So through 27 games, 5-game winning streak for the Long Island Ducks. They're now 15-12. They're inching closer and closer as much as they can to the Somerset Patriots, but the Patriots certainly not making it easy. They win. They defeat the York Revolution, 2 hours and 40-minute game starting at 6:32 from Santander Stadium. 5-1 is your final. So they move to 19-8, 1 game away from 20 wins. They'll be the first squad in the Atlantic League, to reach 20 wins so far this season. So right now for Long Island, I think you just keep plugging away. You keep doing what you're doing. They've gotten great pitching performances over the last 2 games. Billy Buckner starts that game yesterday morning at 11 o'clock from Santander Stadium in York, Pennsylvania. He goes just 2 innings. He was making his debut. He's a guy that has started games in his career. He's thrown some relief innings. Kevin Baez likes to just ease him in to this pitching staff, just has him go 2 innings, and then he goes to Mickey Janis, the knuckleballer, who goes 7 innings of phenomenal relief, allows just 1 run on 6 hits. You get John Brownell here, as we've really harped on here, in his 8 innings of solid work, just the 1 run. Kevin Baez has gotten very lucky with the pitching performances he's gotten over these last 2 contests, which is really going to bode well for the rest of the weekend. You have a lot of fresh arms, a full bullpen. You have your closer, Ryan Kushmal, a bunch of starters ready to go for the weekend. It seems like the Ducks are sitting in the driver's seat right now in terms of the rest of the series moving forward before they head out down to Somerset for a huge Liberty Division battle next week.
Always makes you the job a lot easier when you're a manager, when you get these types of pitching performances and you have somebody you can depend on for every possible start like John Brownell. But let's not downplay just how talented Kevin Baez has been as a manager in terms of rotating people in the bullpen and using his pitchers and using them well. He's developed just a great touch with that, and that's something that a manager has to be able to do during a long season, 140 games, and now facing the doubleheader tomorrow. As we said, is he going to piece it together? A little easier to do when you have a 7-inning game as compared to 9, but the Ducks have set themselves up, getting off to a great start with a 10-1 win, a thrashing of the Camden Riversharks here in the opener of this 4-game series.
Absolutely, and that's a very good point that Kevin Baez has a lot of options. That's the thing, especially, as I said, with the way the last 2 games have gone. He really has a lot of options now, not even just for the first game, but for relievers for the second game, and then even Sunday, and then they have a 2-day break. They're off Monday, the team's off Tuesday, they go to Somerset on Wednesday, so there's a lot of wiggle room here for Kevin Baez. There's not really that much pressure compared to the last time there was a doubleheader here. It was a bit of a different story. The team was coming off of a couple grueling days on the road where they used a lot of their arms. There were not a lot of fresh arms in the bullpen. The pitching staff was very overworked. Complete opposite here. This is a complete opposite scenario. You have a lot of guys ready to go, and that's definitely going to work in Long Island's favor. I'm interested to see who Kevin goes with tomorrow. As we said, there's a ton of guys. We know Ian Marshall's going to go in the nightcap. Andrew Barbosa is going to make his first start as well, or his second start for Long Island in the Sunday afternoon game at 1:35. But again, it says 1:05 start tomorrow here at the ballpark. It's going to be a 7-inning game before the 9-inning 6:35 start, the fireworks show. Lots of fun things going on here at Bethpage Ballpark on Saturday afternoon.
This is the place to be. We'll take one final break. When we return, we will have a look at what the Major League locals are doing, along with an update on the Rangers and Tampa Bay Lightning. If you're not watching that game already, that's all right. You can listen to us and watch and turn the sound down. We know that deal. We'll be back with some closing thoughts and set you up for tomorrow as well. Coming up.
Hey fans, this is right-handed pitcher Mickey Janis, and you're listening to Ducks Baseball on Long Island's home for news, traffic, and weather, 103.9 LI News Radio.
Spring into a new Honda at Huntington Honda and pay $59 a month for a new 2015 Honda Civic LX sedan. $59. So spring into Huntington Honda on Jericho Turnpike just east of Route 110 or HuntingtonHondaCars.com.
Huntington Honda, discover the difference.
Auto 24-month lease, total due at inception. Civic $31.90 includes bank fee, first month's payment, no security deposit. Taxes, DMV, title fees extra with excellent credit through HFS.
Family fun every time.
Beautiful evening for baseball.
Big action every time.
He reaches up, it's gone!
Great value every time.
And the Ducks have won it 7-1.
The Ducks schedule is loaded with new promotions this season, and with an average ticket price of just $10 and free parking, there is no better value on Long Island. For game times and tickets, visit liducks.com. Long Island Ducks baseball. Good times every time.
And we're back at Bethpage Ballpark as we clean things up for you. They are doing some landscaping on the mound, some cleanup in the stands to set ourselves up for a day-night doubleheader for tomorrow. In terms of what's happening elsewhere, Major League Baseball locals, as we told you what was happening elsewhere in the Atlantic League, top of the ninth, Mets have some work to do. They're trailing the Pirates 4-1 in Pittsburgh. Bottom of the seventh, Yanks have just scored but still trail Texas in the Bronx 8-5. At last check, you correct me if I'm wrong, Chris Buckley, but it appears the Rangers are still leading the Tampa Bay Lightning 1-0 about midway through the second period.
That they are, David. 8:41 left in the middle frame. 1-0 Blue Shirts on top of the Bolts. And if you're a basketball fan, the Cleveland Cavaliers 43, Atlanta Hawks 38 in Game 2 of that series. First half winding down from Atlanta. But back to this contest, and again, the Ducks move to 15-12. Some closing thoughts here. The Riversharks fall to 14-14, so they're now 500 on the season. And Long Island evens the all-time series when they play at home against Camden. Again, this was the 266th all-time meeting between these two clubs. 65-65 is now the overall series between these two teams here whenever they play in Central Islip. Camden still leads the series all-time overall, 135-131 now is the score. But I think besides John Brownell, John Griffin with that moonshot home run, the 3-run homer, really put a dent in this game in Bill Murphy's outing. How about Lou Ford? Once again, just continues to hit the ball. A run, he has 2 hits, 2 RBIs, gets on base in the first inning as well, grounds out in the 7th, but overall just another very impactful performance from him that is we've just really come to expect.
Yeah,
it's the type of thing you expect from him every single game. You think Lou Ford is going to play the way he did tonight, and that's exactly what he did. He delivered.
He's a hitting coach. He's the unofficial captain of the Ducks, as you well know. He may not be officially with a C on his uniform, but he's the team leader in every respect. Right. And Brian Sabatella, the native Long Islander, born in Port Jeff and now living in Aquabog, in front of friends and family. 3 for 4 with a walk, a stolen base, 2 runs scored, 2 doubles, 2 RBIs. Any of these guys could have been player of the game if not for John Brownell's masterful performance. Well, that'll wrap it up for us. Just short of 9:30 on Friday night, leading into Memorial Day weekend. Chris Buckley, your first broadcast here and working alongside you. What a great future you've got, too. A pleasure.
Thank you, David. Same here.
Of course, my future is behind me, as Yogi might say. I'm all done. That's it. A big thank you to Zach Johnston back at our 103.9 LI News Radio studios. Final score for the final time, Ducks 10, Camden 1 in the first of this 4-game series. Join us tomorrow on the Ducks YouTube channel as the Ducks host the Camden Riversharks in the first of a day-night doubleheader. First game starting at 1:05, and then back here on 103.9 LI News Radio for the nightcap. Start time 6:35, and we hope to join you right back here at Bethpage Ballpark in person. Come on down for Memorial Day weekend. For Chris Squeeze Bunt Buckley, I'm David Whiff Weiss. Have a great Memorial Day weekend. Good night.